nothing but.
There's truckers on the road, driving for our freedom. Steady down Highway 1, as the whole world cheers. They see the truth that lies ahead. This is our last chance to make a stand. Stand tall and proud like Canadians, and keep driving on that road to freedom. Keep on trucking in the free world. Keep on trucking in the free world. Keep on trucking in the free world. Keep on trucking in the free world.
I started coughing in the middle of that. Welcome to Brothers from the Same Mothers, soon to be retitled, starting next Saturday, as Sibling Revelry with Doug and Paul. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's episode, When Tyranny Becomes Law.
When Tyranny Becomes Law.
Oh, thank God. I did a couple hardcore select.
It's a Thomas Jefferson quote. His quote was, when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty.
Which we will get into. Paul, how are you?
I'm good. I want everybody to know I'm really excited for the move. I hope you all come along for the ride.
Oh, we haven't. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if you've ever played Far Cry 5 and asked yourself, why am I playing as the bad guy? You are always welcome at Brothers from the Same Mother and Sibling Revelry. And I hope that everybody follows over to our new channel. The link is in the description. Please hit subscribe. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, we are now on live on Rumble as of tonight on the new channel that is set up there. And I also have the Odyssey account built with all the episodes already up on it. And hopefully by next week we will be live on that one as well. And we'll only be live on the YouTube channel that is Sibling Rivalry. Will no longer be live on Brothers from the Same Other Mothers. Go ahead, Doug.
Let's get ready to rumble. I'm sorry, kind of done it over. It wasn't that funny to begin with, but yeah, we I posted a video on Instagram and Twitter explaining that we're changing the name to Sibling Revelry because Brothers from the Same Mother and Brothers from Other Mothers are very similar names. That was the joke of it now, but we're creating different shows. We are going to be doing Bob and Doug Save You from Boredom again coming up soon in the next few months here. We've got Brothers from the Same Mother or Brothers from Other Mothers that we're doing, and then Paul and I started doing this offshoot podcast, but it became something different. Like we tend to go long on these shows, and I think we figured out the key to it was a couple of Canadian brews or whatever brew you want.
Molson is the beer of the night in honor of our Trekker brethren. Cheers.
And Sibling Revelry was a name Paul came up with, and it makes a lot of sense considering this is what the show is kind of becoming, where we just kind of suck back a few beers, which is funny because I'm not a drinker, but I'll tell you, once a week I can have 2 or 3 here at Leaping. What's up, Leaping Tiger One?
You don't suck. You're here.
That's no, yeah, you don't cool. Suck it out. Yeah. Nobody sucks. There's no sucking in here. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea where I was going there. But we're just we're doing a different kind of show, and we figured it'd be easier to just kind of split it apart so people don't get confused with the two of them. But I like doing this because it feels like a variety show, because Bob and John both will pop in occasionally if they have time, and other friends. By the way, I did send a link out to Tony. Him and Marv may pop in at some point tonight. You never know. That's the beauty of this show. So that's the reason why we're changing the name. And I'm going to be creating a new Twitter account, and you've got a Rumble account, an Odyssey account, and
I'll create a Getter account. And if you want, I'll take the Twitter account too. for sibling revelry, or we could both do it. We could
Twist
just
my
both share.
arm. Yeah, why
Well,
don't we
you're
do that?
you're
Yeah,
doing
let's
brothers
do
from other mothers, and then we could just tag back and forth. And I
Yeah.
haven't had Twitter since 2016, so I'll use that as like my own pseudo Twitter account as well. And for those who who don't understand what the name means, siblings obviously we're brothers, and revelry it means loud, lively, noisy, and festive, especially when alcohol is added.
We're kind of
So-
like those two versions of Ray Stevenson from Thor, like Thor's big I can't think of his character's name now. But he drinks a lot of ale and he's loud and boisterous. That's us. That's sibling revelry. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what happens. It'll be fun to do all these shows. I'm having fun doing all this stuff again now that we're doing it on StreamYard. StreamYard really it's so much more seamless doing it live. It really is. Like before I think one of the biggest flaws I had was worrying about self-editing and that, and like I think I've become pretty good at it in spite of how we're doing the show. But doing it live is so much more fun too, like because anything can happen. Like for instance, like I could get really, really stoned, like I've done in a lot of episodes, and just kind of stare off blankly as you and Bob or you and John or you and whoever talk about something that I'm just totally vacated from, and then I don't know what the hell you were talking about until a few days later when I'm at work listening to the episode, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what I like? I like when it comes to being the graphics and interface guy, not having to have a shit ton of folders where you have to constantly go in and grab videos and image. I can literally just do this, and we're on a completely different show.
I love it. Is that really going to be the background?
This is what I was thinking. Of course, you get a say in it.
It looks good. I like it, but like I don't know. I want to let's not be married to it just yet. We'll use it as a template placeholder, but I think there could be. I think there's something better out there. I really do. I also want to like eventually veer into like animated backgrounds, like Legion of Skanks does occasionally. I like that.
You can't do that right now on StreamYard.
Goddamn StreamYard, get your shit together.
Hold on. Before I lie to you like that, let me make sure.
Yeah, because you've said a lot of shit over the years, and then me being the dumber of the two of us have come along and proven you wrong.
You cannot do animated backgrounds.
Okay. So let's go right into. I have a list of things that I've been jotting down on my phone, and we could take them one by one. Unless you have anything specific that you want to get off your head first.
You know what I'm gonna rail on.
I know what I'm gonna rail on. And it's written down on my list. It's something that's written down on my list. But let's go ahead and dive in real quick, and we'll get a few small things out of the way. One, Akash Singh. We've linked it in the description. But Akash Singh is a stand-up comedian. I don't know him very well. I came to him through a podcast called Flagrant 2 or The Flagrancy with Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh. And Paul, I think, has listened to him a little bit more than I have, but he released.
I listened to every episode of Flagrant 2.
Okay. Akash Singh released a 20-minute stand-up special for free on his YouTube page, which we're going to link. And it's called Bring Back Apu. And it's fantastic. Not only is it funny, but it's like an intelligent, funny take on a lot of different things, particularly the subject of Apu, the subject of political correctness. He doesn't outright say it in the special, but it's definitely in response to the Harry Kondabolu documentary, The Problem with Apu. Harry Kondabolu is a comedian, writer, used to be on Totally Biased with W. Kamau Bell on FX. He has a great stand-up album. Like, he's a funny comedian, but he put out this documentary he made years back, I want to say 2017, called The Problem with Apu, which it demonized The Simpsons for having a white guy do the voice of Apu and make Apu this stereotypical character. And all of his points in the documentary at the time I thought were valid. Mind you, I was living in Florida when it came out, so my mentality and personality was very much in one specific direction politically. So I definitely enjoyed it. But when I saw Akash Singh's special and heard his opening 15 minutes on the subject of Apu and how, when he was a kid, he's like, the worst thing that happened to me was somebody said, "Thank you, come again." Like, "Oh, you're making fun of me because I have a job and I'm living the American dream." He's like, "How the hell am I supposed to be ashamed of that?" Like, it was just some really intelligent points. And I highly recommend watching the special. That's why I wanted to link it. I wanted to put that in the description. I don't know if you watched it, Paul. I know I sent it to you.
I watched like the first 2 minutes, and then I've been busy all day today. Yesterday I was out and about. I had my annual physical with doctor. I had all the checkups and that, so I haven't had time to sit down. I haven't watched anything. Today I've literally been building 3 different video platforms. So when we go next week, we can go live on all 3 with a touch of a button.
I literally went to the doctor yesterday, found out I was dying, and then I came home today, and I literally have been building a digital empire.
Actually, quite the opposite on finding out I'm dying.
I know.
My respiratory system post COVID is pumping over 100%. My lungs, airways, and everything. My doctor's like, you can't even tell you had COVID. Some downsides. The liver's not doing good. I have no clue why my liver's fucked up, but you know.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me into this podcast world, dickhead. I was doing so good.
Yeah. No, but starting, my doctor's like, she laid out a diet plan she wants me to go on, and tomorrow's my birthday, and my parents for my birthday are smoking a beef roast, and she's like, no,
I got
red meat.
leftovers.
I'm like, you bitch! I literally was like, you bitch! You had to tell me this on my birthday weekend. She's like, start on Monday. So I've actually went ahead and yesterday I did all the meal prep, and I've got 2 weeks worth of chicken and vegetables, and that's all I'm going to use, chicken and vegetables.
It's a good idea. That's kind of what I did when the first couple months that I started. It was just strictly strictly chicken breast, and you know those when you go to the salad aisle at the grocery store and you can get those bags of like mixed kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts chopped up. Like I would buy bags of those and just put olive oil and vinegar and just eat that and chicken. I'm not kidding. For like 3 months, that's all I ate was chicken breast and vegetables with oil and vinegar, cold vegetables.
What was the name of that restaurant with all the shit on the wall and the mozzarella sticks? Talking about shenanigans?
Talking about shenanigans? Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Crazy. Well, I'll take the leftovers. I'll tell mom and dad that tomorrow we're leaving. Like, I'm concerned about Paul's health, so I want the leftovers of the beef roast.
Yeah, and it's all you, man. This is until 3 months from now, until we see if this actually works and gets me in check. I told my doctor, I'm like, I'm drinking beer on Saturday nights, and she goes, as long as you don't drink beer every night. I'm like, I never drink beer any night except for Saturdays.
That's true. That's the only night I've been doing it. Although I will say I'm going to do it tomorrow because John has been alluding to tomorrow night's episode where he's off. And it's going to be an evening episode and he's off. He made a Facebook post and he's like, old Uncle John, he's probably going to get drunk as shit tomorrow. And I'm like, I bought another 6-pack. I'm like, if John shows up and starts drinking and we get on a roll and it gets fun, I'm going to pull out a few of that. But aside from that, Saturdays only and only a 6-pack. And I think I'm going to stick to, I have the case of Bud Light Platinum in the fridge. I didn't mind the taste of it, and I like the way it made me feel. Molson, I'll be honest with you, it's not the
I like it
thing. It's giving me a real sour aftertaste, and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm gonna seek out and find the lowest sugar, lowest carb beer there is, and that's what I'll drink. Unless something comes up, like a Freedom Convoy in Mexico, then I'll drink Corona in their honor.
You can get those like Miller Lite where it's like they got like the 54 calorie beer now. I mean,
yeah.
I one of my other topics I wrote a lot of topics down because there was a lot of interesting shit that happened this week, in my opinion. One, this isn't so much a topic and it's not so much interesting. It's something I personally feel, and considering we're in that time of the year period where it happens, I feel like I need to say this because I didn't have a platform to say it many years prior. And if you're a person who disagrees with me, I want you to know this isn't my what I'm about to say doesn't reflect my view on you. I love you. I love you genuinely, but honestly, fuck the Olympics. I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. I don't give a fuck about Winter Olympics. I don't give a fuck about Summer Olympics. I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day Olympics. I don't give a fuck about people doing competitive sports that I have no fucking interest in, that the only thing that looks cool about it is like luging, but I would never be able to participate in luge because I don't have the body structure for it. So fuck the Olympics and all these people who get gung-ho. Hey, you're going to watch the Olympics? Like, who the fuck are you? I mean, seriously, this is like people who want to watch like a dog kennel show or a fucking Kentucky Derby. Like, I don't understand it, man. You want to wear a big, giant, dumbass looking hat and drink fucking mint juleps and watch horses run around at a track. Unless Jason Statham is going to fuck Amy Smart in front of everybody on that horse track, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them and fuck the Olympics. That's all I had to say about that. We're live, right?
My response to that is the Olympics are going on right now.
Exactly. And China's in a surveillance state. We got to be afraid. And China. My next topic, I'm going to get through all the easy stuff that we can get out of the way and stuff that you might have a comment on, and then we'll get into the big stuff that I know you want to talk about. TV show recommendation for people who listen to us and think we have good taste or opinions. I don't know if that's true or if that's even close, but regardless, Hulu just debuted the first 3 episodes of a new show, an original called Pam and Tommy, with Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee, and I forget the girl's name who plays Pamela Anderson.
She's hot as fuck.
And Seth Rogen plays the guy. It's basically about the story. And I want to talk about this. I'm not going to go into this big time right now because I do want to talk about this tomorrow on Brothers from Other Mothers. Love me. You fucking ain't right. I love Amy Smart. Yeah. Fucking Road Trip. I watched that last week.
We owned Road Trip on VHS, and I promise you, Leaping Tiger, when it got to the scene where her shirt came off, I paused it so many times that it became scrambled. So if you were just watching it, when it came to her taking her shirt off, it would just get those white wavy lines that would scramble through.
You know what's
Thank
funny
God for DVD
about that is like how funny Tom Green was back then, and then how like Tom Green just kind of like left. It's funny. I remember watching that when that came out and being a huge Tom Green fan. And then I remember seeing like 10 years later, seeing Tom Green in Marco Island at Captain Brian's do stand-up, and he was taking requests. And I was the only person who knew anything about his TV show, his career in music. Like he was asking if anybody had requests, and I was requesting all like, I'm going to throw the piggy down the hill, like all those dumb songs he used to do. And now I'm following him on Instagram, and I don't know if you've kept up with Tom Green, but like he left California, moved back to Canada, and he owns like a cabin ranch, not a ranch, but like this log cabin out in the middle of the woods with his dog and animals. And he's got his farm and shit, and he lives off the land. He's
traveling all around. He's got a little like RV. He travels around with his dog around America too.
I fucking love following him. Like he's become such much like Russell Brand, a guy who I love their movies, their comedy, and they've become like this elder statesman of like wise, intelligent road. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just like fascinating people to like follow.
Okay, Pam and Tommy.
TV show, obviously a dramatic retelling about the Pam and Tommy tape, how it was found, the making of it, all that stuff. It's a fucking amazing show. I don't know if you'd agree with me. I know you've watched them, but I finally watched the 3rd episode last night. I didn't realize. I thought 4 episodes were up. I didn't realize the 4th episode doesn't come out till the 8th. I didn't realize it was a weekly thing, which kind of pisses me off because it's so fucking good. I can't wait for the next fucking episode. But it really invokes a lot of memories of you and me growing up, for me anyway, growing up in the mid-'90s, because the time that tape came out was when we moved to Florida from Michigan. And the soundtrack's phenomenal. It brings back a flood of memories of people I was with and things. I don't know. I don't know.
What day did that come out?
The show or the tape?
The show.
I
know it was this week.
A week or maybe this. I don't remember what day, but it was sometime this past week.
Well, I okay. Here we go. I was gonna say I knew in our group chat I wrote a big write up in our group chat. So I will retell my official Pam and Tommy review.
I was trying to be entertaining that way.
And here's my actual review that I sent all of the brothers from Other Brothers. Official Pam and Tommy review, in quotations. Of note, I'm only 19 minutes and 40 seconds into the 2nd episode. 1, if this is based on the truth, Pam and Tommy's first time having sex is a modern-day recreation of the sex scene from The Notebook. Number 2, best prosthetic cock since Boogie Nights. Number 3,
funniest for sure.
the chick who plays Pam is hotter than the real Pam. Whatever you're doing, just go to 19 minutes and 20 seconds of episode 2. You're all welcome.
Jog my memory. 19 minutes and 20. What was that?
That's when they both get naked for the first time.
Oh, okay.
I was so shocked and awed that they both got naked. And Sebastian Stan is a national treasure. That guy, and I'm not talking about the naked scene. I'm talking about him as an actor in general. He's a fantastic actor.
Do you realize, like, okay, I have not kept up with the Book of Boba Fett. Like, I don't give it. I like I know you haven't watched it. I know Star Wars isn't really your thing, but like, The Mandalorian was a great show on Disney Plus. I wanted to love the Book of Boba Fett, which just came out like 6 or 7 episodes back, I think. I watched the first episode. It sucked so bad. And considering who was involved, it was depressing. So I didn't fucking bother with it. Now everyone's telling me that I need to rewatch it, that it picks up, and that Sebastian Stan, they're like trying to tie him in as Luke Skywalker throughout the next couple seasons of the series. And I'm like, fuck, now I got to watch it. Because that was what I loved about The Mandalorian is like the last season, it ends with Sebastian Stan showing up. I think it was him that they used as an actor and they did CGI over his face, but now they're getting him to be like Luke Skywalker and they're going to tell stories with him, which I think is awesome.
I haven't watched it, and I'm not watching it not because I'm not interested. I'm actually taking a principled stand in my life. I've decided I'm not going to support shit that doesn't align with my values, or at least doesn't align with the evolution of fairness. And because of the Star Wars universe, I stand with Gina Carano.
I know exactly what this
and
is.
I'm not going to support any Star Wars project because of it. And I mean that's not a political stance. It's just Gina Carano did dirty, very similar to what Joe Rogan's going through, and I'm sure that's written down on your list at some point.
Yep,
discussing the whole Joe Rogan thing.
That one's going to be a big one.
But Gina Carano was raked through the coals from the whole Star Wars universe, so I'm not watching Book of Boba Fett because I support her.
All right, well, I will veer off that. Not a problem. Some of these I might save for tomorrow because I think John, unless he shows up later on tonight, John might want to talk about these couple things. So I'm going to go ahead and save those. But I will say we'll get into the big ones that you want to talk about. And the first one we'll get into, I'll start with a tweet that Tim Dillon put up on the 5th. Is that today? Is today the 5th? Yes.
Yeah. Well, Joe Rogan put out his second video today too.
Yeah, I saw it. Tim Dillon just put this up at 3:10 p.m. And he's not the only person. I've seen a lot of black comedians and people of note in defense of this, but Tim Dillon put this up, and it's smart. It's a political hatchet job. It's obvious to anyone with eyes. The debate about the vaccine has been over. UK just opened, no restrictions. They don't want him on the air for the next election cycle. Press secretary asked Spotify to do more. It's not a conspiracy anymore. It's out in the open. And he's right. From the beginning, it became Joe Rogan is spreading COVID misinformation. Well, what are you talking about, COVID misinformation? He's having people on and they're having discussions. And CNN is putting out 5 to 6 minute segment clips talking about how it's misinformation, and they're lifting clips out of context and trying to make this narrative. And people just have to go and watch the episode for themselves, and they could see that there's no COVID misinformation. So that didn't work. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and dig up every time you ever said the N-word. I'm going to say something that I'm not proud of. I've said the N-word, and I've not just said it once. I've said it many times, and I'm not going to defend saying it because there's no defense in saying it. Because I have friends that I would not want to know that I said that, but I'm acknowledging this as a point. I listen to a lot of Tupac, so when I'm driving in the car, I like to sing. I'm like that character from Office Space. God damn it, what's his name now? Michael, help me, man.
Bolton.
Michael Bolton. I'm like him. We're like, you're singing the song in the car, and you see something, you're like, fuck, and you roll the window up and you turn the volume down. I've done that millions of times, and I know I'm not the only person, and that's not an excuse, but it's like, it's amazing that this is the route they're going. When they can't get somebody for one thing, they dig up this stuff. Now, whether or not you think it's okay or you agree that he said this stuff, he came out and thank you, Leaping Tiger. He came out and acknowledged it. And how many people do that when they're confronted with that? Not only did he acknowledge it, I don't know if he has a role in having Spotify take those episodes down. You would know more than I would.
And that's here. Okay, here's my issue. If he wants to send out an apology video, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. That's his choice. I respect him. Whatever he does, he's doing what he thinks is right. I hope it wasn't at the behest of anybody but his own conscience, because I can show you a clip from his podcast not too long ago where he said, don't apologize for saying words. Because the second you apologize, they're going to want more, and they're going to want more, and the apology is never going to be good enough. So I wish he would listen to himself on this one. I don't think he's ever said the N-word maliciously to a person of color. I can honestly say I have never said the N-word to a person of color in a malicious way. Have I said the N-word just like you got done explaining how you have, is the way I have. My firm belief on this is it's a word. It only has the power that human minds give it. And I hate the fact that people have put words on such a high pedestal that they can't be phrased. It's like Voldemort. You can't say Voldemort. And it's I get it. I get why any person of color would be offended by hearing that term. I get it. I completely understand. But context matters. Context always matters. And the thing about Joe Rogan's apology I appreciate, he gave the context of the times he used the N-word, and then when the Planet of the Apes story, he explained it and he said I was wrong, and he even said I was if you watch the clip, as soon as I said it, I'm like, that was wrong, that was racist, and I immediately take it back. They cut that part out of the clip when they show it to the world, but as soon as he said it and it came out of his mouth, he realized he was wrong.
Well, it's
with that said, there's a creator called iDubbbz. His content has gone really weird, but he is a person who's always used the N-word, and not in a malicious way, of course, like he calls himself it. Yeah, he's a white dude. And he did a video a couple of years back about the power of words that I strongly recommend everybody watch. I don't even know if it's still up, because he says the N-word and the word for bundle of sticks that we can no longer say, 3 letters, starts with an F.
We can't say that word anymore?
Can we not? I thought we can't.
From a historical standpoint? Well, if John was here, God damn it, we need to have John drop it. He'll say it for us.
But but yeah, I highly recommend everybody watch that video, because it'll make you critically think about words and giving words the power. Actually, the thing to do is take the power away from words is by using them more often in a positive light.
Big J said the same thing, very similar on his Netflix half-hour special. There's a great great show on Netflix called The Degenerates, and it's first season, I think, is 6 comedians. Excuse me. And they get like a half hour each. It's him, Joey Diaz, and a couple other people. And Big J's the first one of The Degenerates, season 1. And he does a great bit about that. He says, I don't understand why people, he's like, don't get offended by words. Get offended by the context or the meaning behind words. If you could tell that, he's like, you got to read into people. And he said he was comparing, and this is how long ago this was, but he was comparing the word, how somebody said you shouldn't use the word tranny on stage. And he said, why not? Because that's transphobic. And he said, what should I use? And he said, transgender. And he's like, isn't tranny just an abbreviated version of that? Like, at what point are we nitpicking like the abbreviations in that? But I don't know. You said that and it made me think of that.
Yeah, no, I agree with it.
Yeah, I think, and not that people are going to give a shit, but like all day today on Instagram, on Twitter, and that I've been seeing a lot of like David Luke, a lot of comedians that tour with Joe, a lot of black comedians, I should say, that not only tour with him, but like live in Texas or like know him personally, are like standing up for him. Like we know what's going on. We see the bullshit that the media is presenting to us. Like we know him. Like we've been knowing him. He's friends with Dave Chappelle and performs with Dave Chappelle today. Like, not that that's like people are going to see that as like, well, that's no excuse, but like, I mean, that's real. When you have like a large group of people that the media is telling you like you need to be offended because this guy said this word, but they're like, no, we know this guy. Like,
if something offends you, if something you are listening to or watches offends you, stop watching it. That's all you got to do.
It'll never happen.
Stop watching.
It'll never happen. And I'll tell you why, because that's not human nature. It's been like this since we were kids, dude. Like I remember making this argument with Dad when Dad would rail against Marilyn Manson or whatever you and I were into at the time in the mid to late 90s. And it's just like that was our response. Like, why do you care? Why does this affect you so much? You don't like it. I get it. You don't like it. There's a lot of shit I don't like, but I don't let it live in my head rent fucking free for my life. Like there are people who do that. And I don't understand that. I don't understand people who have brittle spirits and people who don't know how to just laugh at themselves, who have zero self-awareness, that everything is a sacred goat.
For me, it comes down, I don't understand people who want to willingly give away their freedoms, regardless of what freedom it is. They're more than happy.
If you don't smoke pot, you don't understand how easy it is to just not give a fuck.
No, but like if a large majority get their way, hate speech laws would come into effect in the U.S. Do you know what that means? You will get jailed, fined, and imprisoned for using words. If you want to get mad at somebody for saying the N-word, I'm okay with that. If you want to be offended by it and tell them how wrong they are to their face, I'm for it. I'm with you. I back you. I support you.
If you want to fuck them up, I support you too. But if you want to jail him, that's kind of asinine.
Yeah. If you say, well, I want him thrown in jail or I want him fined hundreds or thousands of dollars or whatever the fine would be from the government because he said a word or she said a word or it said a word, I don't give a fuck. Here, you want to know how truthful I am about freedom? This is how much freedom I want in the world. I want an interracial gay couple to be able to defend their marijuana farm with an AR-15 from the government without fear of imprisonment, fine, or death. That's how much freedom I want in this world. I don't want freedom for white men. I don't want freedom for white women. I want freedom for everybody. Black, Asian, gay, green, purple, homosexual, transvestite, non-binary, polyamorous, two-spirited, queer, transgender, everybody to have the exact same freedom. And those freedoms should be do whatever the fuck you want. The government leaves you the fuck alone. But there's this contingent of people who want to use the government as a weapon against people they hate. And I don't understand that. You will never get me on board with that.
How do you think I feel? The irony of wearing this shirt and this pose. This is a dude who I looked to for this kind of attitude when I was younger, and this is a guy now who, if he sat down and talked to me and tried to get to know me,
amen. Sunshine's the best disinfectant.
Fucking A, right, man.
All you do when you do this is you push the real shitty people underground. And when they're underground, they plot and scheme. And then in 15 years, we're going to have an uprising, and they'll work their way up through the government powers of local office. And then we'll just be on the flip side of the coin, and the pendulum will swing the other way. To where if we were all just free and said, be yourself, don't give a fuck, and move on with your life, we'd be better off.
It's true. That's true. All right. I guess that leads us into our next big topic that you want to talk about, and there's a lot that you can unpack for me. There's a lot you can unpack for the audience, but we now know that the Canadian Trucking Freedom Convoy that GoFundMe has seized. Am I misquoting $5 million?
Yes, $9 million last night when they froze it.
They froze $9 million.
It was at $10 million. They gave them $1 million. Like 4 or 5 days ago, and then they froze it last night. So
I'll let you go.
First off, don't ever use GoFundMe. And I'm saying that to anybody who listens to this, regardless of what side you're on, because just remember, who's ever in political power at the time is who GoFundMe is going to bow to. So they raised $10 million. They had $1 million released to them in the middle of the week. Then they froze it again on Thursday, I believe, Thursday night, and then they completely canceled it last night. If you want to donate, you can go to Give, Send, Go, and they're on the front page. And I think they're already at 1.6 million on Give, Send, Go. So, and if you did give money to the Canadian truckers through GoFundMe, don't just request a refund from GoFundMe. Actually do a chargeback, because when you do a chargeback through your bank, GoFundMe gets charged a $10 to $15 fine for falsely charging you. So I want everybody to fucking rape them on the back end. But anyway, yeah, they froze their accounts. Just an update on the week. Last week's episode, they were just about to get to Ottawa. Well, they got to Ottawa. They took Ottawa over. And then along the western borders with the states, they shut down a good majority of the borders, the biggest one being the Cots border in Montana. So Cots border is still shut down right now. The truckers have it blocked off. Middle of the week, they threatened for the police threatened to move in on them, and every single local farmer in the neighborhood rose up with their trucks in diesel tanks to refill their tanks, broke the police blockade, provided them food and resources to continue blocking the border, and that really pissed the police off. And if you get a chance to watch the video, it's absolutely beautiful to watch truckers just go off the road into farm fields with their tractors, go right around the police, and then just deliver all the shit. It gets my freedom boner fucking rock hard. In Ottawa, the police chief has come out and said he wants to use military action against their own people. And you remember when me and John were talking about this, and John's like, you can't go to war with the government. They got tanks and nukes. And I said, yeah, the second a government uses a tank or a nuke on their own people, they've already lost. They lose as soon as they attack their own people. True. It's getting really hot this weekend, where it's getting close to that point where they're going to use military force. And if it's so, Canada is in their Remember the Alamo moment. Ottawa now, Toronto, as of this morning, truckers and farmers arrived in Toronto, and now they shut down Toronto. There's already convoys headed to other big cities throughout Canada, but they shut Parliament down all week. Like, you can't get in and out of Ottawa. It's so funny to watch the videos of the locals being pissed because they're honking truck horns 24/7.
So it is like January 6th.
Only better. Pay attention to what's happening in Canada. This is how you win a war without firing a shot or throwing a fist. And if the government's the first to fire a shot, this is going to be a Kent State scenario. It's going to be a complete Kent State scenario.
Not going to be good, man.
And right now, and I would like to point out that since the convoy has been occupying Ottawa, Switzerland, Norway, UK, all these countries are seeing what's going on in Canada, and all their government said, yeah, we're ending mandates and we're getting rid of the COVID passports. Don't bring that shit to us. We don't want that. We sorry, truckers. We're done. And have completely eliminated it.
You know what's
and Justin Trudeau is being a huge fucking douche, and he's in hiding. He won't talk to him. He's putting out fucking horrible, like, fucking mustache little man rhetoric from his Twitter account.
You know, he seems like the kind of guy who goes after people for, like, something they said racial a few years back on social media, and then they find the photo of him in blackface, and yet
there's currently 4 different photos of different times of him in blackface, and he's come out and said he can't remember every time he's done blackface in his life. So he's done blackface so much he can't remember it. Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me, man. It really is like Tone.
He has the right opinion. He follows the right narrative. He's on the left side, which is currently the right side right now.
It really feels like I'm living in a cartoon. It truly does, man. Like the people at one point in my life, I honestly remember being a person who's like, who the fuck would vote for George W. Bush? Who would vote for fucking Trump? Jesus fucking Christ, these backward ass ways. And now I'm like, holy fuck, the side I was rooting for back then has become more sinister in how they're not only more sinister, but just like more blatant about how they're approaching the battle. Instead of just acknowledging, like, hey, maybe there's a way to do this without having to resort to
and that's on both sides. It's so amazing to me how both sides are saying the quiet part out loud now. Before we used to just suspect what their motives were. Now it's to the point where they don't give a fuck. And right now the left is the one that wants to go fucking 1984 and go full fucking Orwellian. And I don't I'll never get it. I'll never understand it. Hence the reason I live 30 miles out in the woods by myself and grow fucking my own food with 2 dogs.
Can you imagine when you and I get our home, our new home together, and Cyberdyne brings Skynet online and the fucking Terminators take over and the war with man and machine begins? You and I are just fucking living our own lives in a bunker out in the middle of nowhere with John and Bob.
Bring it.
Be so awesome. I'll work with Spud up until the day he dies, and I'll learn his craft, and I'll never go without weed a day in my life.
Yeah.
Molson tastes like yeast. Seriously. Like, I remember when I used to make pizza dough, and I taste the yeast. That's what the shit tastes like.
I feel like they changed the recipe. It seems a bit hoppy.
It tastes like dirty pussy. You're hoppy. I was watching that. You know, I was with super bad with Christopher Mintz-Platte. What else I was watching with him recently was Kick-Ass 2 got put up on, I think, Netflix or HBO Max, and I hadn't watched that in forever. And I remember how there was a big controversy when that movie came out, where Jim Carrey did his role as Captain Stars and Stripes, or whatever the character's name was, and how once the movie was getting ready to come out, the big controversy was that he was denouncing the film and decrying violence and gun violence and shit, but he played like a violent mafia character.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. I don't know. I just popped up in the feed and I watched it again, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is really good. I haven't seen it forever. It deserves a third movie.
Oh, speaking of which, should we keep our weekly segment of talking about Peacemaker going?
Yeah, fuck, dude. That show is so good, man. It keeps getting better and better. Fucking butterflies.
I don't see how, after the whole piece between Goff, the lead butterfly, and John Cena, I think there's going to be an alliance there that saves the day, and that's how this is all going to be saved. They're making it seem like all-out butterfly war is about to happen, but I think it's going to save the day.
I think Goff and the other, the sheriff, the new sheriff, the old guy from Damnation. I can't think of his name. He's a great character actor. He's also in Tin Star. Um, I think Goff and him are the true aliens who want to like enslave the planet. And I think I can't think of the character's name, the black dude who's leading the team. I think his butterfly genuinely wants peace, and I think Goff used the idea of peace, saw that Peacemaker was like having doubts, and I think he used that to his advantage. And I think he's going to continue to use that until the end of the episode when I think it'll be revealed to Peacemaker like Goff is not who he seems to be. That's how I'm looking at it. But I'm more excited about seeing Robert Patrick don. Oh my God, is it the White Knight suit? I can't think of the character's name now. The White Dragon. Dude. Like, these are characters that we should not give a fuck about. And James Gunn took like G-level fucking list DC characters that nobody even fucking knew existed because they're so fucking old and made them entertaining as fuck, man. I can't wait to see what happens with him once he puts the suit on and tries to kill his son. It's so fucking good. Such a good show. I also want to see Harcourt and Christopher nail each other. I love John Cena.
I'm super pumped that the actress that played Hardcore has done nude scenes in the past.
I did not know that. I did not know that, but I'm also
welcome.
not you. I'm not the person who Googles that kind of shit. I Google way worse things like girl blowing donkey.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what? No, I don't. I mean, I have. But do you know what's amazing to me? And I can honestly say I have because I was curious. That it exists. Not only that it exists, but it exists freely on Google without a parental search button turned on. Like, how I always thought that shit was illegal. And there are fucking like Pornhub sites devoted to it for free.
Yeah.
Isn't it illegal? I guess I'm asking, isn't that shit illegal? How the fuck does it exist?
Oh. You really can't police the internet, man.
Good talk, bro.
I mean, you can't police the internet. It's really impossible. Once you get to Joe Rogan or Alex Jones levels, that's when the cuffs get slapped on you. And hence the reason these fucking pedophiles have always a dark corner to hide in. You know what I mean?
What do you?
I said give them all the wood chipper when you find them. That's what I say.
Give them the Rorschach treatment from Watchmen, which. Honestly, the movie version's okay. I mean, it's pretty grisly, but like the comic version of what he does to that murdering pedophile, like, is so like Alan Moore wrote a beautiful fucking story with that character. I want to watch Watchmen now. I'm so fucked up. I'm going to forget that. Watchmen.
Nude scenes at 47 minutes.
God damn it, Paul. Jesus Christ. What are we fucking? That's veg.
I don't know.
That's veg. What was the movie?
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
With Axelrod's first wife.
Who the fuck is Axelrod?
Oh, you have never watched Billions. That's right.
Oh yeah, no, I have. I haven't watched the last season.
The first 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay, got you. Axelrod, the main character. Yeah.
That's his wife. The blonde was
yeah, you're thinking of Heartbreak Kid is the movie you're thinking about, where she gets railed out by Ben Stiller.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of Watchmen because she plays.
Yeah, it's her.
Spectre.
Yeah, she plays the Spectre. She gets naked in that movie. She also gets naked in The Heartbreak Kid, and she gets railed by Ben Stiller. Dude, I'm like the walking Mr. Skin.
Anyway, thoughts on the CNN CEO departing?
I mean, it's a fucking cesspool of pedophiles and fucking sexual assaulters. What do you expect? I do think it's hilarious that it's Chris Cuomo. It's Chris Cuomo that brought down the big guy, and he let a little bit leak. Do you know what happened? Do you know how this all went down?
I just know that he got caught with having an inappropriate affair that he didn't disclose with some higher up or something that was consensual, but I'm sure it wasn't.
Mr. Jeff Zucker, the top dog at the most trusted name in news, CNN, is the one who fired Chris Cuomo in the wake of him helping his brother when he helped his brother Andrew try to fucking fight the sexual assault allegations. That's why Chris Cuomo got fired. Well, when Chris Cuomo got fired, he had a contract with CNN that was still worth $18 million. And Chris Cuomo says,
Hold on a second. When you say 18, let me ask you how this works, because this is not how it works. I know that certain actors, when they do TV shows and like sitcoms and stuff, make a certain amount of money per episode. How does it work for people like Chris Cuomo? Is $18 million like a yearly allowance?
Standard media contracts are 2 or 3 years, depending on the company.
So over the course of 2 or 3 years, he was going to get $18 million.
Well, he was in the middle of a contract, so
But
I don't know when he re-signed it. But it was he had 18 million left on his contract. Uh oh. My feet is lagging like a bitch, so I can really pop in my 2 cents. I really love you guys and have a lot of respect for you both. Happy birthday, Paul. Enjoy the. Thank you.
Kim, thank you. We feel the same way. We love you. We have a great amount of respect. And tomorrow will be Paul and John's birthday episode at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time here on the Brothers from Other Mothers YouTube channel. You got to tune in and watch it.
Yeah, and Kim, if you're having an issue with the YouTube feed, you can always pop over to the Rumble channel, which is in the description, because we're live there too, and that's our new channel there too. We're also Kim. We're also moving this show to another channel. Links in the description. Please go click and subscribe. We would love for you to follow us over and still be a fan of ours after we leave this illustrious podcasting channel.
And to everybody watching, please spread the word. I'm going to be posting the link and the info on Instagram, on Twitter. I'll be creating a Twitter page, or Paul's going to be creating a Twitter page. I don't know what I'm saying. But please go please subscribe. Please start following us on the new YouTube page, on the Rumble page, everywhere that Paul's going to link for us.
We're up on Odyssey. The link's in the description, but we're not live on Odyssey. Hopefully we'll be live on Odyssey by next week.
And this in no way means that the other shows are going away. This is just becoming a different name. Yeah. It's the same show, just a different name. And it's gonna have its own separate channel like the other ones do. That's all.
Yes, and the channel, the YouTube channel's in the link in the description as well. So please go subscribe to us, because we would love to follow you, for you guys all to follow us over. We don't want to miss you, and we want to grow together. And we're still going to be supporting this podcast channel, of course, because we're 50% of the Brothers from Other Mothers.
I love doing all the podcasts that I do. I mean, if I had realistically, if I didn't have I'm not saying my job is it's the number one thing in my life. I devote a lot of my time to the job that pays the bills, and I like my job. I don't hate my job, but if somebody told me, give it a year, I can make it to where doing podcasts will become financially stable for you, to where you can sustainably live off of it, just stick with me for a year and follow the game plan, I would do it in a heartbeat. Until that happens, I got to keep doing what I'm doing, but I would love to do a million podcasts. I love doing all of them that we're doing. Do I have a lot of fun doing this one? Yeah. Why? Well, because I'm with my brother, because I'm getting stupid, and because I'm getting crazy, and it only happens once a week, and it's not realistically, it's manufactured fun in a sense when you think about it. But I love doing all the shows.
But it's not manufactured at all. That's the thing. We don't come into this with a game plan on Saturdays. We don't have a layout. You are literally getting Doug and Paul as we would be off the air and on the air.
But that's what I'm saying. Manufactured in the sense that you're getting the version of me that you get off the air, and that version of me that you're getting is manufactured by this. See, this alone just makes me want to calm down and listen to everybody and kind of giggle and laugh. This makes me want to open my fucking mouth, and everyone's got to hear. Like when Bob says, talking to Doug on the phone, I feel like I'm just getting all of his inner thoughts, whether I want them or not. That's what this is to me. The more I get these in me, the more you guys are going to get everything out of my fucking head. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
I think everybody loves getting head.
Oh man, it's been so long. God, I'd settle for a hand job, which has never been my favorite thing. But God damn it, if I knew, if I thought, and I've looked, okay, when Justin was on, Bob and you weren't there, you don't know, you haven't seen it, but my friend Nick Donko and Justin Williams was on an episode of Bob and Doug Save You from Boredom, and Justin is the one that gave me the new. I thought Arrow's back page was taken down off the internet. I thought it was no longer in existence. Justin runs a hotel in Fort Myers, somewhere in Fort Myers, I think. And he's telling me about all the Johns that bring ladies of the night to the place and how they get them off of Arrow's back page. And I said, I thought that website went down. And he gave me the new address, and I've already looked. There's no girls in my area that are willing to hand job, blow jobs, not even sex. You got to travel to Green Bay to find a girl who I don't know. I just fell into a pothole. I'm sorry. I'd have to travel, so that's the point.
Okay.
time. I don't know why I got on that topic because we were talking about it. Anyway, take over, please.
What else is there to talk about?
There is something else to talk about. I'm sorry. And I don't know the whole story, and that's why I assume you could fill me in on it if you know anything about it. Whoopi Goldberg's firing or potential firing.
She's suspended. Last I heard, she was suspended.
Okay. What's going on with that? How'd that happen?
I watched the clip from the episode. They were on The View, and somehow the discussion of the Holocaust got brought up, and she, throughout the course of conversation, said, well, realistically, Jews are white, so was Hitler, so it wasn't a real race thing because they're both white. So it wasn't a race issue, which I'm not defending Whoopi Goldberg in any means, shape, of the scenario. I get what she's saying. She's making the statement that both skin colors are white, therefore racism couldn't be involved. However, Judaism is a weird religion because it's not only a religion, it is a race. And for those of you who read the autobiographical book, My Struggles, by one Adolf Hitler, otherwise known as Mein Kampf, he specifically...
What was the first title that you said?
My Struggles. That's what it's German for My Struggles.
Oh, okay.
Mein Kampf in German, in English, means My Struggles.
I never knew that. And I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it is such a gay. I don't give a fuck. That's a gay title. And Hitler, you fucking ought to be ashamed in your grave, you dumb fuck. What a stupid fucking my struggles.
Yes, it's the title of his book that he should be ashamed of, Doug. Anyway.
No, that's not what I meant. You know it, you jerk off.
So anyway,
but seriously, be more creative. Like you were able to do that, but like you couldn't come up with a better name. What a fucking piece of shit.
So
he's dead.
Obviously, Miss Goldberg did not have a clear understanding of how Judaism works because there is a delineation of the religion and of the race.
Can I tell you? I didn't know that.
Man.
I didn't know that, and I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. So could you explain that to me? Like I didn't.
Okay. So, Judaism, being a Jew, can be a race, and it can be it is a religion. It's a religion and a race.
A race, though, like how do you define a race? Out of curiosity,
bloodline
based on skin color. Oh,
bloodline.
Okay.
When you get a 23andMe, you can actually find out what percentage of Ashkenazi you are, or whatever different type of Jew. The Jews had 12 tribes at one time. This is all in the Bible, really. If you want to go to the history,
I will not go back to that book ever again. Thank you.
Okay. But the way it works is but it's interesting because blood has something to do with it, and it doesn't have something to do with it. Specifically, talking about the race part. So here's how you are a Jew of racial descent. The only way you can be a Jew of racial descent is if your mother is Jewish.
Yeah.
So if you have a devout Ashkenazi Jewish father and a Catholic mother, you are not Jewish.
Is that considered just amongst the entire people and the book, or
that's entire people?
So the males aren't.
Sammy Davis Jr. needs stuff on Wilbur. Yeah, baby.
Hey, babe. Or Billy Crystal could do his impression at least. Bring it out of the closet again.
So
wait a minute. So like the Jewish men, in a sense, Jewish men aren't as important as Jewish women because.
Correct.
Okay.
That's a correct statement. It's a correct statement. Obviously, if your father and mother are both Jewish, you have a strong Jewish bloodline. Now, here's where she gets dicey and she gets tricky.
This is like Harry Potter, mudbloods and wizardings.
Okay, but it's not because here's where that falls off the rail.
Okay.
If a Muslim woman gets to an age where she decides her religion is wrong and she converts to Judaism, she does a full conversion in the eyes of the synagogue and the church, and a rabbi blesses her, and he converts her officially to Judaism, and she has children, those children are now Jewish. She is not Jewish, but her children are.
That is so cool.
If you are a male and convert to Judaism, you are not Jewish.
No matter what, even if you're blessed by everybody.
You can convert to the religion, but you are not part of the Jewish race. Once your mother, if she converts to Judaism, she is not of the Jewish race, but she is a practicing Jew, like a religious Jew, and she has children. Her children are part of the Jewish race.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. No, you're making sense. I'm just taking it all in. It's just fascinating to me. So, okay, so now I know the delineation of that. Okay, so she said that because Hitler was white and Jewish people were white skin colored, it's not about race. Is that how I'm understanding it?
Yeah, the Holocaust, the Holocaust and Nazis were not about a race. They weren't fighting a racial war.
Even if it wasn't about race, fucking murder, 6 million people murdered is still fucking horrible.
Yeah, you're thinking about this logically. You're not thinking about this through the eyes of a 2022 Democrat. So it's got to be broken down into race. And then, of course, everybody backlashed against her, saying, "What are you talking about? Jewish people are a race. Some aren't." And like I just explained to you, it's a very tricky scenario. And the fact is, in 1930s, there was still people with high melanin counts in their skin that were actually like blood right Jews. You know what I mean? Like Jews come in all shapes and sizes and colors. You don't have to be white. And Hitler's issue was not with the white Jews. Hitler's issue was with the bloodline Jewish race. He specifically said, "I don't want to taint our bloodlines with theirs."
Why?
And that's why he wanted to eradicate.
Why?
Because damn it, man, we are getting this podcast demonetized.
I don't know. I don't know it, but I'm not saying this because
Hitler believed that the German Aryan race was the most supreme race on God's green earth at the time. So blonde hair, blue eyed.
Based on what? Based on what?
His feels, bro. His feelings.
Okay, we can move on then.
Let me tell you right now. Whenever anybody, no matter what their skin color, sexual orientation, or background is, wants to build laws based on their feelings, get fucking scared. Get very, very, very fucking scared, because if you don't fall in their feelings, you're the one who's going to get the boot on your neck. Anyway, but Hitler believed that Jews especially were carriers of viruses and diseases, and were heathens on the world. And by eliminating from the earth, you would never taint the Aryan bloodline, and you would end viruses and diseases. And I'm not joking. I'm not saying that to make light of what's going on in our world right now. That was legitimately Hitler's belief. The eradication and the Holocaust was based on public health. That's not a joke.
He said that and believed that just because. No background, no facts to support it. It's just how he felt.
When you are the supreme leader and the scientists who work for your government are telling the public that this is what the science says, everybody believed it and followed along. There's a reason that when America and Russia came into Germany and found the fucking concentration camps and they liberated them, all the dead bodies had to be picked up by the local civilians, because, like, watch Band of Brothers. I think that's one of the best scenes, when they force all the German people to go and dig all the graves and to clean up the mess. Don't act like they didn't know. They participated in it. Saying that they were diseased and you allowed them to be taken off in trains to concentration camp and killed, you're just as guilty. If you stand by and do nothing.
I don't think I need to rewatch it, because the way you're describing it sounds an awful lot like what happened to Alderaan at the hands of the Empire in Star Wars.
I sure they probably took license from it.
I think I get it. Like, the Emperor was clearly Hitler. Darth Vader was Goebbels. And yeah, I think you could make the comparison with the Red Skull and Captain America as well.
And Goebbels is the one who actually came up with the final solution. He's the one who recommended it to Hitler.
Well, then maybe it's vice versa in Star Wars case, because Darth Vader's the one who ends up overthrowing the Emperor's power. Although, if you consider the Rise of Skywalker to be canon, we know that that's not true, because the Emperor comes back, but it's a piece of shit series, and it's not anymore. So
yeah, back to the Whoopi Goldberg thing. So she said what she said, and that was it, and everybody's going to let it go on that. But then they emergency booked her on Stephen Colbert to try to do damage control.
Fuck him, dude.
And going on Stephen Colbert, she doubled down on what she said. And then, because of the doubling down on what she said, they suspended her for 2 weeks. I would like to point out that Gina Carano got accused of doing something very similar, but it's not at all what Whoopi Goldberg did, other than making comparisons to what's going on in modern day to 1930s Germany. She didn't call anybody Hitler. She didn't say anything about race wars. She just made a comparison. She lost her fucking job at Disney in the Star Wars Corporation for doing a very, very fucking similar thing. So I think that's why everybody's so pissed off that Whoopi Goldberg only got a 2-week suspension instead of getting fired. Last I heard, she wasn't fired. She was just suspended for 2 weeks. That's my understanding. Ultimately, I don't care. It just happened to cross my wires. And you know me, I'm a son of history, and I love world, especially 1930s world history.
That's why I write this shit down, though, because I know at some point when we do the show, like I'll be able to ask you, because I know you might not know everything about it, but you'll at least know the surface stuff that values that you can explain to me. I will say this. Now that I know that, I definitely don't agree with Whoopi. I also think Whoopi's been for a while now, been on a very far left track where her views haven't aligned with mine. And it's not neither here nor there. There's a lot of people that their views don't align with mine.
Can we just stop and take a moment and like really think about the history of the Jewish faith? These motherfuckers have been around since the beginning of time, and everybody has been trying to wipe them off the planet and exterminate them since the beginning of time. They're not only are they still around, they thrive no matter where they are in the fucking world. And what cracks me up in 2022 is the woke mob and the left. When Jews are complimentary to be a minority, they allow Jews to be a minority, and then when it's not complimentary for Jews to be a minority, then Jews are white, which I think is really, really fucking funny. How the left plays with the whole Jewish faith and race.
Well, we've talked about Ari Shafir before, like Ari Shafir, who's if you don't know him, fucking Google him. We should put links for his specials, which are on YouTube for free, up in the description. Ari is a fantastically hilarious comedian who's always pushed the boundaries with his early characters, National Lampoon, The Amazing Racist, and his stand-up is just brilliantly funny. But more importantly, he's done a thing as long as I've been listening to him, where anytime a celebrity dies, he writes an obituary shitting on that celebrity in a very funny way. He's always done it, and the point of him doing it was to point out the hypocrisy of how we worship celebrities. We worship the wrong things as a country. And he did it with the Kobe Bryant, and that fucked him for a good year or two. But luckily, COVID happened, so people kind of like got over it pretty quickly. But the irony of it all was how many people came after him and called him a fucking Nazi, but his father is a Holocaust survivor. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it's fucking bananas to me, man, how people like start using words that are meant for one thing and equate them to something else against people they don't agree with. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. That said, I'm not going to stop.
Can we talk about how Ari Shafir has the best intro theme song for any podcast in the world?
I disagree, man. Bob and Doug,
I love that song.
His intro is pretty fucking dope.
I still like Ari Shafir's better.
I don't. I like mine.
All right, what do you got next?
That said, I'll never stop watching Jumpin' Jack Flash or The Color Purple. Regardless, those are great movies.
Ghost of Mississippi is a solid film too.
Shaq's have been a lot of good movies. I can't deny that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't hate movie. I don't hate her.
No,
I don't have hate in my heart for anybody. There's people I dislike with a passion.
I just think it's funny that a lot of people who spent 4 years through, and this is something I'm acknowledging now, but for people in the spotlight who spent 4 years of Trump's presidency just being like, this is the worst thing we could ever go through as a species and as human beings and as Americans. And now those same people are like, oh yeah, we've got skeletons in our closet too, and it's time for people to come after us. It's like, nothing good comes from this. Like, there's better ways to live our lives, people. Jesus Christ.
If you support the woke mob putting their boots on people's necks just because you're scared of them outing you, all that means is your neck's going to have the boot on it last. It's just a matter of time before you go down for the sins of your past.
Yeah.
And that's what nobody thinks about. That's what nobody thinks about or considers. I'm not going down. Let's show up at my door.
You're going.
Show up at my door. They can take the YouTube channel away, and I'll still live my life normally.
Dude, you're going down like Bailey Jane on her boyfriend.
Oh, I don't know who Bailey Jane is, but
Bailey Day is a transgender porn star who's one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life with not an impressive dick.
male to female or female to male? Okay,
No,
male to
male,
female.
male to female. Used to be on Legion of Skanks a lot as a guest, honestly. Was a gas
Would
digital.
you date a transgender woman?
Absolutely. Here,
Okay.
you got to understand, you're talking to a guy, you are talking to somebody who's had a dick in his mouth at one point in time. It's not something I say to be edgy or cool or that. Like I have, like I've been with dudes. I haven't gone all the way with the dude, but I'm not. It's not.
I've made out with dudes. I've never put a dick in my mouth though. But I have seen over 1,000 dicks in my life.
I had a pretty bad drug problem, and I did a lot of things to get my drugs. That said,
You ever suck dick for coke?
I have for Dilaudid. That said, I don't. It's certainly look. A dick is not my preferred thing. I love pussy to the day I die. I love the smell. I love the look. I love the taste. This is certainly going to get us demonetized, but
Man, I don't care who you
know,
suck or
I don't
fuck or
care.
anybody does.
The answer is absolutely, because I've met many. I could tell you. Okay, I'll tell you a fucking story.
As long as it's consensual, I don't care if money's involved.
When I was in my early 20s and I turned 21, I started hanging out with a lot of people I worked with at the movie theater in the early 2000s. And one of the biggest places, I was really into goth girls. And one of the places to go for goths, for like goth people, was Tuesday nights at the Bottom Line Club, which was a gay club in Fort Myers, Florida. I believe it's no longer there, according to Bob. And there used to be different sections. You'd walk into this giant club that looked like an outlet store. And as you walked in to the right, there would be a tiny little bar that was a karaoke bar where like all the highfalutin, classy gay people just sat and sang Elton John songs all night. And it could be fun.
Solid choice of music.
Absolutely. By the way, I was at Walmart yesterday. Walmart I division now is carrying Elton John licensed glass frames, which I think is fucking hysterical. Anyway, you'd walk into the club a little further and they'd have like a merch table where you could buy like the Bottom Line t-shirts and beer koozies and shit. And then there was a giant dance floor, and then you'd walk beyond the dance floor and they would go outside to the back patio that was under the stars, walk to the right. And as you walk down a little ways, there'd be a door that went to another separate building. And that was where the goth nights were. It would be pitch black inside. There'd be some weird heavyset lady selling knives or fucking ankh necklaces or shit like that. And then there'd be like goth industrial music playing, really good drink prices. And it only happened on Tuesdays. And I went there a lot. I mean, a lot of my early 20s were spent in that section of the bar. Kim knows. And the S&M room. Exactly.
The S&M room.
The S&M room was the goth room. And on Tuesdays, there used to be I don't know if you, back then you didn't say transgender or tranny, you said crossdresser, but it was a performer, a drag performer named Gilda Golden that would whip volunteers on a cross in this way. It was fucking bananas. And this particular drag performer had like the collagen cheeks and the big fat lips and just crazy, and said the most outrageous shit. To go back to my original point, if you left and went back to the entrance of the building that you came in and there was that dance floor, the first couple of times I went there was a drag performer who I've kept up with online, followed their career, now lives in Tampa, named Amy DeMilo. And Amy DeMilo was on Maury Povich back in the 90s, a bunch of those shows, like as like one of like Southwest Florida's like #1 drag performer, male to female drag performer, has implants, has like the plastic surgery, lives their life as a woman, but still has a penis, and is one of the most attractive people, not just hottest, attractive people I've ever met, but like one of the sweetest, most down-to-earth people. And you asked me, would I ever be with a transgender person? I would. Not only would I traveled to Tampa just to buy Amy DeMilo a cocktail one night because I was so in love with her when I was in my 20s. Like, yeah, I would absolutely hook up with a transgender. For me, it's not necessarily about whether or not they have a dick or not. It is about personality. I will admit I love vagina, but like I don't give a fuck. Dicks don't bother me, man. I am.
Here's what I can say honestly. I could see myself meeting somebody at a bar who was a male to female transvestite, and like, make it out, going home.
A girl named Josephina Dirt. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's fucking hot. I watched her.
See, dude, Google Amy DeMilo. The woman is fucking gorgeous.
Oh, And I'm sure, like,
I'm
I'm sure, like, there's been transvestites who've made me question my sexuality. But I just think, like, once I saw the penis, and I mean, I apologize. It has nothing to do with like LGBTQ or anything like that. It's just I'm not attracted to something that has a penis.
I don't really give a shit either way, man. Like,
It would ruin it for me. It would ruin it for me. And that might be my Anglo-Saxon Christian upbringing shining through.
Maybe. But I'll tell you what.
And I accept that, and I apologize. But I support anybody who wants to do it. I don't care who you, like I said, I don't care who you suck for. I've made out with dudes.
Fine. But I'm going to say this. Any living creature, any living human being who can make me come, I don't give a fuck if you got a dick or not. If you can make me shoot a rocket, I'm good, man.
And that's what I've often thought about is, like, if it was just like fucking foreplay, like, and I found out after the fact, I wouldn't obviously like I'm not like hateful or angry, like, oh my god, I can't believe you fucking tricked me.
Done. It's over.
Like, I'd be like, okay.
You'd be like Randy in South Park with Kyle's dad. We're like, I don't know, maybe I've ever jacked off in front of a guy in a hot tub. Like, that's
and
I've always thought about that.
Hey, and I will be full on to admit I have been aroused by such men. To this day, I've always said I would go gay for Brett Favre or Dennis Leary.
Why, dude? Of all the dudes you could go gay for, Brett Favre has such a tiny dick, dude. Like, go with something that's impressive that you can brag.
It has nothing to do with the dick for me.
It fucking should. You should be able to brag to your girlfriends about it, man. Yeah, my boyfriend plays for the Packers. He's Brett Favre, but he's got a tiny cock.
What the fuck are you doing here? Playing the Dolphins, dumbass.
I love that movie so much.
So I think I've learned that Rumble chat does not feed in like YouTube chat does.
Why? We got chat and Rumble?
I typed the chat to just test it out, and it didn't pop up in StreamYard, which is fine. We're live. It is working. The stream's working.
Dude,
so I'll keep up a Rumble window in case anybody chats over there.
I learned a lesson from the last 2 episodes I've done with you is that I need, like, this isn't me. This is Veil of Vulnerability being released. Okay. Like, I've put on a lot of, back in Christmas, I was 220 pounds. It's the lowest I've been even before moving from Florida to here. I didn't weigh that. I weighed 228 when I moved from Florida to here. 220 is like, that was a milestone for me. And now we're in February and I am 240 pounds. I put on weight over the winter and it's bothering me because my mentality.
You were like 320 though when you start last year. Like when you started,
I was
right?
345 when I started.
So
and it wasn't last year. It was.
Oh, fucking woe is me there, sweetheart.
Well, it was 2 years ago. So it does make a difference because that's a lot of time. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying my mindset is now in that place where I'm ready for the snow to fucking go away. I'm ready to start running again because I went from 320 to 220 to 240. And I'm like, it may not seem like a lot, but like where I'm at as a person, who I am, like it's unacceptable to me. Like I feel like a piece of shit. So I don't keep a lot of food in my fridge, like almost nothing. I keep eggs, I keep sourdough bread, and I keep avocados all the time, and feta cheese. I love feta and eggs. But for the most part, like I don't keep groceries in the fridge. And I got to tell you, after doing the last 2 episodes of this show with you, I learned a valuable lesson. If you're going to do this kind of a show with your brother, you need to have food prepared and ready for you when you are done. And that's exactly what I did. I spent all day today making 4 burgers on the cast iron skillet just by themselves. I got some lettuce, some pickles, some Thousand Island dressing. And when we get done with this, I'm going to kill the next couple beers that I have, finish our show, and I'm eating 3 burgers on a bed of lettuce with pickles, onions, and Thousand Island, and I can't fucking wait.
One thing. So me and Doug, by the way, in case nobody knows, we're talking about living together. He's thinking about moving out to the compound. He's got to go through my firearm safety course first. But if you do move out here, when you do move out here,
sounds like you're thinking about it.
That's a mentality. You do have to have food ready to go. And like multiple days worth of food stored up, ready to go. Because when you're 30 miles away from the local grocery store, like you have to have provisions, and you also and medical supplies and shit. Like, dude, I could perform surgery. I got everything ready to go here.
You also need to take into consideration too that like where I work, I'm able to take home hot, ready meals, which I normally do. That's another reason why I don't keep a lot of food in the fridge, because I constantly have dinners and lunches for me. I still have 2 quart containers. I have 2 quart containers in the freezer, one of chili and one of tomato basil soup, homemade tomato basil soup that I just from time to time I'll thaw out, pour a bowl, nuke it, put it back in the freezer. That's the other thing. Like I do recognize that, but I also know I'm not going to go hungry. Like food for really, honestly, food is like so unimportant to me. For me, it really like my number one thing is weed more than anything. If I'm being honest, I will die with this.
For me, it's literally for me the number one things to make sure I have in abundance are water and food, and I have unlimited supplies of water whenever I want it for free. And food's my biggest thing I have to re-up here.
Not big on water. Kind of gay. Not for me.
It's pretty cool.
Not for me. I did realize, I did realize over the course of this, I wrote some other shit down that I'm looking at now. Over this week, this is what I wrote down in my notes to talk about for topics on tonight's show. Realizing that you're becoming the old man that you used to dread, physically, personality, emotionally. I wake up now and I have chapped lips, rugged hands, chapped lips, rugged hands, split fingers. The plus size is I got a huge dick.
Yeah, you do.
But that sounded so fucking, yeah, you do. Like lustful, like really gross lustful.
Backing you up, brother.
Yeah, you do.
I'm the one who got fucked in this scenario.
I disagree because you get fucked more than I do, man. You're the king of Tinder.
Yeah, but if I was walking around with the telephone pole you got rolling around in your pants, it'd be a fucking whole new ball game for me.
I don't think it is because
I'll tell you what.
Dicks and want to fall on top.
I'll tell you what. I got personality, and I know that's where you lack, but I would love to have the wombo combo.
My personality is not terrible. My mom likes my personality.
You gonna fuck her?
Yeah, no.
My favorite thing, just for everybody watching, my favorite thing is to fucking crack a really good your mom joke on Doug in John's presence. John gets so disturbed when I fucking nail Doug with a your mom joke. He misses the point.
Oh, it's funny because I like watching. I know I don't miss the point. I know.
Oh, the Russians are back.
Awesome, man. But yeah, like I've noticed that this week, because I walk to work and don't wear any face protection. This nostril and now this nostril today started, and my upper lip. You can't really see it on camera, but I've got Vaseline covered all over the inside and the outside of my nose because it's been so cold here with the wind chill that I now have like raw burned skin all and split cracks on the inside of my nose and the outside, and it hurts like a motherfucker. And it just one of those things about realizing you're becoming an old man. It's like, hey, you need to change your name on Insta. It's BS. You are not dumb or unattractive, so change your bitch. Kim, I would like to explain to you the reason why I use the name dumb, ugly, and uncreative. It's not because I think I'm dumb, ugly, or uncreative. I know I'm not. It's for me, it's ironic, and also I steal it. I'm stealing it from Jimmy Davies, who is the lead singer and guitarist and frontman and founder of Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and he is a fantastic artist. Matter of fact, I recommend following Jimmy.
So it's not just a clever name.
It's not just a clever name. It's thievery. It's plagiarism at its best. If you follow either Jimmy Davies or Jimmy Haha, I'll find the link and I'll put it up on Twitter and my Instagram. But follow him on Instagram. He is a fantastic artist. He still plays music under Jimmy's Chicken Shack. They got a new album coming out pretty soon. But he's also a fantastic artist. Like he used to do all the paintings for their early albums and their current albums. And he's doing this amazing portrait of Willie Nelson using all guitar picks, like hundreds of fucking multicolored guitar picks, and it's beautiful. And he's a beautiful artist, and one of his catchphrases back in the day was "I'm done." One of the things in the Jimmy Chicken Shack song, one of the lyrics is "I'm dumb and I'm ugly and I'm uncreative." And as a youth, I always thought it was cool to be the outcast, the anti-hero, I listen to Wu-Tang and Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and I'm dumb and I'm ugly and I'm making it cool to be uncreative. Like that was always my perception of it. So that's why my name is that. Plus, I think it's funny and it's easy, but I agree with you. I'm hot as fuck. I'm dumb. I'm pretty fucking dumb.
Like
You don't know. You know me from podcasts and shit, but like honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I'm street smart. I'm not book smart. I have to be shown something in repetition.
Oh, let's not get carried away with that street smart talk.
I mean street smart in the sense that if you show me something in repetition, I can pick it up and
I'm
learn.
joking. I'm fucking joking.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny. That's the difference between a joke and being funny, stupid. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. You hate you sometimes. And I'm certainly not uncreative. I'm certainly not. I wish Bob would join us. I wish John would join us. I wish Tony would pop in right now because I feel myself getting schnookered, and I'm not ready to get too schnookered because I got 3 bottles left, so I'm going to finish some water. But what else we got to talk about?
We don't have to run every episode 3 hours, man.
No, we don't. But I like having fun, and I want to keep the momentum going. You know,
I'm here. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, and I'm here for as long as it has to last. And I'll offer my 2 cents on anything you want to talk about.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me bring up. I'm going to share my screen. We don't have to play all of it. Hold on a second. Let me turn my mic off. You go ahead and carry the conversation while I cue this up.
So there I was, balls deep in a clown. Why can we hear what you're playing? Are your headphones that loud? What, is your mic on? Say words, Doug. Your mic's muted. Your mic's muted.
Sorry, everybody.
We could hear it. That's weird. We could hear what you were playing, but we couldn't hear you. How is that possible?
Maybe I'm just that good. Maybe I'm better at this than you are. I don't know. I'm gonna share.
By the way, is Brandon Saki? Is that Jen's husband's name?
No, it's a combination of Let's Go Brandon and Jim Pasaki. She's such a dumb ginger. I hate that woman so much, but I got to give her credit. She's got more balls than Sean. What's his face?
What are you sharing? What are you wanting to share here?
I just want to play a couple seconds of this song that I love so much because I want everybody to know.
As long as we talk over it,
and we'll talk over it. But I got to tell everybody, like, this is a song that I should not like, considering the only album I like that this guy's ever made, and I'm legitimately being honest, is Devil Without a Cause. It is such a good album, and when I listen to Devil Without I
know what this is. Okay,
I could see Mark Davis turning in his grave. I mean, he's alive; he's not turning in his grave, but like Devil Without a Cause invokes so many memories of good times in my life, growing up in my early 20s and stuff.
I know the whole song word for word. I guarantee if you played it, I could sing right along with every word.
This fucking song.
This is not it. I know.
But this fucking song is so catchy to me, and it shouldn't be. But I wanted to play just a few snippets, this few seconds of this while we talk, and I don't know.
Okay. Put it on half volume. Put it on half volume. Put it on half volume.
I am.
Because if it's loud and we can't talk over it, we're gonna get copyright struck.
Stop being a bitch, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Stop being a bitch.
So, has anybody, Kim, you've been watching for a long time. Politically, have you noticed a change in Doug as the episodes have gone on over the last year and a half? Have you noticed it? Just curious. Chime in whenever you have a chance. But
my political opinions haven't changed. I'm just.
We lost Doug, guys. It's okay. I'm here. I can carry this. I'm good enough, and doggone it, I'm just smart. I think he got booted because for some reason StreamYard randomly boots people.
No,
you got copyright struck, dude.
No, that wasn't copyright struck. I legitimately.
I know you did. Kim says yes. Kim says yes. She can notice. I'm assuming she's responding to the question I said that she could notice a political change for you over the episode. It's everybody notices it, Doug. It's not a bad thing. You've opened your mind a lot more, and you've changed your opinions on life.
I'm just being honest about myself, but I'm really. I guess what I'm saying is like I'm having more fun with it because I realize right now, for me personally, I've never been more content with the idea of death than I am now at this point in my life. Like I know it's coming,
let's define that. Like you're not embracing death, but you're not.
How about you let me finish a goddamn thought so I don't get off track for once? Jesus Christ, man!
I just don't want to violate terms of service.
What's terms of service?
You can't promote suicide.
That's
That's what I'm
not
trying to
what I'm talking about.
I know, but that first sentence could have been instantly clarified as that. That's why I'm clarifying it right away. Go ahead.
I'm enjoying leaning into being the heel. I've been watching a lot of dramatic television and a lot of wrestling documentaries, and I'm seeing a change in the tides of change in our country and our world right now, where I'm seeing personally more people realize, oh shit, everything I thought to be true is actually bullshit over the last year or two. And it's not that I didn't not notice it, but I just find it I'm just fascinated as somebody who takes life with a grain of salt and realizes the outcome of it all. I'm very fascinated by how mental and crazy people are getting, and how I grew up in a world where they're legitimately one of my absolute favorite films of all time, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that takes place in a mental hospital. There used to be a place for people that society didn't agree with to send those people to. And that movie is a perfect example of it. And now I live in a world where all of us in the asylum are out in the open and nobody fucking knows how to handle anything. There's nobody anymore with real intelligence. The few people that do have intelligence want to use it for financial abilities. I totally get it. I understand it, but it is fucking bananas. So for me, I realize that there's an end to all of this, and I'm choosing not to pick a side necessarily, just go with my gut, go with my heart, go with my common sense and my rational way of thinking. But I'm also choosing to lean into what people hate the most. I recognize people hate Donald Trump. You don't got to be a fucking psychic to see that. But I love leaning into the characterizations that he represented. It's why I love Bob. I got to tell you something. I'm going to be 42 in April, and I'll admit this to you now.
I'm going to be 37 tomorrow.
I know you are. Happy birthday, by the way. I love you, bro. I got to get another beer. Up until recently, I'll be honest, I never gave a fuck about Bobby the Brain Heenan. I knew who he was, and I didn't mind him. I could let me finish. I could tolerate him, but I never gave a fuck about him. And now that I've experienced Donald Trump as a president, and I've experienced a year of Joe Biden, I love Bobby the Brain Heenan so fucking much that I want a black glittery fucking suit coat and matching pants to go with it. I fucking love being the heel. I love leaning into being a dickhead because it is the hardest gut laughs that I get personally. I laugh the hardest at the villain. I don't know why. I just do.
He's going to take you uptown, downtown, and flip you all around. It's one of my favorite Bobby Heenan lines.
Big John Studd, all those. God damn it, I love Bobby.
Just to follow up on what you were saying, like, I think right now, as I said earlier, people want to govern everyone's life based on their own feelings. And the problem is nobody feels the same way. And I think one of the biggest things we're seeing right now in modern day history is people are scared of death. As a mass population, people are afraid to die. I don't think ever more in human history. Like, I'm sure people were stoic and you had your fucking, your strong, hard men who were like, I'm not scared to die. But like,
sure,
now people are really scared to die. And I wonder if that's the influence of waning on religion in modern culture. And I don't say that just in America. I say that around the world. And I kind of take the Ned Stark approach to life. Like, I was never raised to be a lord or a king. I was raised to be a warrior. He was the youngest of his family. He was never supposed to inherit anything. And he just kind of got thrown into his role. And like when he was talking to Varys in season 1, and he's like in the dungeon, and he's like, that's the problem with you guys. You're scared to die. I was raised a warrior. I came to grips with my death a long time ago. And I have to say, like, not just the American military. I imagine this is for any military when you go through training. You stop being afraid to die. You have to come to grips with that it's a possibility and a distinction that could happen. And I think religion was a big thing that, like, blanketed the fall for mankind throughout the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some Book of Eli shit. Like, the reason I want this book is because you know how powerful it is.
God, you motherfucker.
I watch Book of Eli at least once a year. To me, it's one of the best movies ever.
Well, the problem I have with it is you just invoked 2 movies I want to watch now. Book of Eli and fucking Training Day. Thanks a lot, Denzel. Oh, God damn it. The Equalizer.
What was the movie with Denzel Washington and John Goodman, where like there was a ghost or a spirit that would inhabit random people whenever, and when it would inhabit
wasn't
somebody
that.
when
I'm
they
looking.
died. Time is on my
Is on my side.
side.
I know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
it is. Underrated movie. I can't even think of the name of it.
I'm
That's how
looking at
bad.
Fallen.
That's how
Fallen.
bad. Fallen. What a great movie that is. Underrated Denzel movie. Fallen.
John Goodman is a fucking national.
Denzel's another national treasure. As I get older, I appreciate the actual craft of acting. Like, I'm not saying I enjoy all actors,
Absolutely.
people who know how to do it correctly. And Tom Hanks, as much as I disagree with him on a philosophical level, like Tom Hanks has that. Sebastian Stan has that.
Yeah, Tom Hanks has become somebody who I mean, I still love him.
He's become our dad, dude.
He's an amazing actor, but he's become a dildo dad. Like he used to be America's dad, then he became a dildo. He became a CNN MSNBC dad. I think we need to worry about renewable energy.
Yeah. when Shane Gillis in his comedy bits, like, yeah, I've got a Fox News dad. I'm sure a lot of you do. I'm like, man, I wish I had a Fox News dad.
That's what you should.
But I don't watch Fox News. I'm just saying I wish I had a Fox News dad. They're way more tolerable than a CNN dad.
I don't watch Fox News, but I don't know why my YouTube algorithm keeps bringing up Tucker Carlson and the five. There's tons. It's just a feed of fucking, hey, this is what Tucker Carlson's got going on now. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's either that or it's Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, and I hate those two fucking dildos too.
YouTube's AI is smarter than anybody. So Kim was right, Doug. Political views.
Shut
the
up.
Times they are a changing.
Yeah, and where are you at now? Oh no, we're not mad at Bob Dylan. We're mad at Neil Young. I'm not mad at Neil Young. I'm really
not.
not.
Neil Young.
I'm not mad at him. I'm just like, it's curious that this happens, and then an exclusive streaming deal with Amazon Music just happens to come up with him and Joni Mitchell.
I'm not mad at him. I think it's hypocritical that you're the author of Keep on Rockin' in the Free World and you call for the censorship of an American citizen. I mean, I'm not mad at you for that. I'm just not going to go to iTunes and pay money for your music anymore, which I have. Now I'm going to sail the seven seas anytime I want to hear Heart of Gold.
Yeah, motherfucker. You know what we should have is a backup clip of royalty-free Shane Gillis to play while I go get another beer, so you don't have to.
Just go get another beer, man.
All right, man. I'll be right back.
You don't got to worry about me. I don't get all verklempt like you do.
Don't tell me what to do. Okay. Tomorrow's your birthday.
Kim. Hold on. Kim just said, "I haven't feared death since my husband died. Just live each moment and fuck all the bullshit." Kim, I've never heard something so beautifully put.
Kim, you should come on the show actually and talk to Paul.
Kim, you have a standing invitation. If you email
and John, I'll tell you what.
New email, which is siblingrevelry85@gmail.com, because I know you and John are tied up on this. We don't know how to message each other. So let me put this out where I can bridge the gap. If you want to get in contact with John, I can answer it there. siblingrevelry85@gmail.com. And we would love to have you on as a guest. You've been an absolute loyal follower of us from the beginning. We appreciate and love your support. And you are welcome on our podcast, Sibling Revelry, anytime you want. And I know John would love to get in contact with you because you have an autographed Red Bull and a half stick used of Old Spice deodorant coming your way.
Who the fuck would want
you send an email, siblingrevelry85@gmail.com. I will get you in contact with John, and if you want to come on, let me know in the email. We'll get you on.
Yeah, I would love to have Kim on. I would love to have anybody who I'll be honest with you. Anybody, and by the way, Tony's not going to be making it on tonight. He texted me back.
Okay.
But anybody who watches, anybody who listens, anybody in general, I am open to have anybody on to talk about anything they want to talk about. I'm fascinated by other people's views and opinions. I really am.
And I want to make it abundantly clear. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your beliefs are, political, religious, what your sexual orientation, skin color. I want to have a conversation with you. Yeah. Anybody. And I don't everybody knows I'm conservative. I don't want to play a gotcha moment. I want to talk to you like you're a human being, and I want you to talk to me like I'm a human being. The way we used to do it way back in the day called the 90s. Those were good times.
Fucking A, you keep making me think of things that I want to watch now, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad I got a 3-day weekend. I am going to start rewatching All in the Family all over again.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played. It was a joke. I don't want John Sweat.
I told you. Who the fuck would? Who the fuck would?
Kim, I'm gonna give you some inside. I'm gonna give you some inside baseball right now. We have a standing group chat that 24/7 we can all get a hold of each other whenever we want. And John has been really, really worried about it, trying to figure out how do I get her this autographed Red Bull.
I would not say that at all.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. This can be the Paul John Moore if I bring this up.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I
know John's not listening right now.
He will be.
Okay.
I'm going to be clipping this.
He will not listen to this.
I'm going to be clipping this section, and I'm going to be making a promo video out of it.
Even if you clip it and send it to him personally, he won't fucking watch it. He'll go, "Hey, Doug, pretty cool clip."
You fucking have no idea who John is to me, man.
Anyway, Kim, he was really worried about that because John, like the rest of us, cares about all of our viewers, and he wants to please everybody as long as it's within his power. So John would legitimately send you an autographed Red Bull can in his half stick of
that is true. He would. He wants to have fun with this.
Clip it, motherfucker. Clip it, motherfucker.
I will, but I'll cut that part out, dickhead. He's a lot like me, though. John's a lot like me, where like we're both like I'm in my 40s, he's nearing his 40s, but we're both two dudes who spent the last 2 decades.
He's going to be 38 in 2 days, Doug.
And we've spent the last 2 decades dreaming just endlessly about doing different things, about wanting to do different things and get paid to do what we love. For John, a lot of it was music. John's been playing music as long as I've known him, off and on. For me, it's becoming this podcast, and I think that's the same for him. So, I mean, I have no idea where I was going with that. I know. Well, it's a little bit of both.
If you ever get lost, just read this notebook. I'll come
what
back
time? I know we're live, but what time would you like me to? Are you into girls? It's okay. I don't care. I'm in need of pleasing, and nobody can give me either. It's called PS5.
If you mean money, that's an awful assumption to make, Kim. But if you do mean girls, yeah, we're not
fully monetized yet, Kim. But give us time if that's the case. But I want a PS5. That's the only thing that'll please me right now. That or a good B-jibs.
A B-jibber?
B-jibs.
You'll settle for an HJ, ladies. Don't let them kid you.
I will. A finger in my ass would be enough. As long as I could suck on your tip while you finger my asshole, that'd be cool too. What time do you want me to come out tomorrow? We got to be there for noon.
We got to be there for noon. I got to stop at Econo, and I got to pick up hard rolls.
I got to stop at Econo, and I got to stop at Walmart.
Okay, so yeah, Mom asked if we could stop at Econo.
Sure.
We'll stop at Econo on the way because we're gonna have the dogs. We're taking the dogs with
us. I'll stay.
So,
if you want to take turns going in, we can.
Yeah, well, what do you got? Do you have a lot of shopping you got to do at Econo?
No, Econo for me is mostly bread and a few. Honestly probably like 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, if that.
Let's take the dog. Let's go early. We'll take the dogs to Mom and Dad's, and then we'll go back out, shop, and we'll pick the shit up then, and then go back for lunch.
What's early?
Well, we got to eat at noon. You come to my place, let's say 10 o'clock. Is that too early?
10 o'clock? Okay, let me set my alarm. I don't
be at my house at 10. We'll be at Mom and Dad's at 10:30. That'll give us an hour and a half to shop and be back for lunch at noon.
Sure. Set my alarm. You want me to be there at 10, so I'll set my alarm for 9:25 to leave the house.
Oh, Johnny boy.
Well, I'll be right back. Let me go get my other 2 beers.
John, how long have you been listening to the podcast?
About 40 seconds.
Money. Pay no attention to any clip Doug sends you.
Okay.
No. We have had an active chat tonight. We got Leaping Tiger and we got Kim here.
And Kim's watching us.
I told Kim
Kim?
John knew what was going on. That's why he jumped on. He wants to get a piece.
I'm sorry.
You are all too damn far away. Actually, me and Doug are, but John's not.
Sup,
ladies.
Sup.
But yeah, Doug's gonna clip something out and send it to you. Don't worry about watching it. You don't need to watch it.
I don't need to watch it. Paul, how's your divorce going?
My divorce? It ended like
years ago.
What year is it?
No,
almost 10 years ago. 10 years ago on Doug's birthday.
You're in the dark drinking a beer. You got this 5 o'clock shadow shit going on.
I've got 2 dogs warming up each foot.
So
How was
I
work?
said,
Drinking a Molson.
Work sucked. It's been a long fucking week.
Work sucks.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I know.
Just think about it. Your birthday's coming up. Tomorrow's going to be fun. We're going to get fucked up tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
Yeah, birthday's coming up. You know what I'm doing for my birthday?
Working?
Working, because that's what fucking grown-ups do.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's up to you to choose how you perceive life, man. You can go into it with a good attitude or a bad attitude, man.
Well, I just like being jaded and bitter.
I know you do. It's my favorite version of you.
So
John, did you catch the drift of what's going on with the Saturday night show moving forward? I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. I don't know if you and Doug.
no,
You
sent me some video where you guys changed the name or something.
We're changing the name next week, and we're moving to a different channel. We're moving off this channel.
Okay.
The show that we're doing right now is going to be the same show. We're just doing it as a different show name. It's going to be, instead of Brothers from the Same Mother, him and I are doing a show. It's going to be the same show, just called Sibling Revelry. And he wanted to create a separate channel so it wouldn't get confusing, because the Brothers from the Same Mother and Brothers from Other Mothers are two similar names. And
I'm also using this. I'm branching out into alt tech, like the YouTube competitors. We're streaming the new show on all 3. And if it works out and we think it's something that's a good for the main channel, I'll set it up for the main channel too. But we're going to use this as a test bed.
He set up a Rumble account, and he set up an Odyssey account. I don't know. I mean, I think I know what Rumble is. I don't know what Odyssey is, but the way he explained it to me, it was like Odyssey, we're already monetized. So, but in order to make like $1, you need 1,000 views.
Well, that's YouTube too. It's any platform. But you're instantly monetized. There's not these rules like YouTube has, and it's more free speech enabled, so we don't have to worry about ever getting kicked off those platforms. And if we get kicked off YouTube, we have a place where our subscribers could go to continue to watch and listen to us.
Well, yeah, I got a letter from Neil Young today. He said that he's not too happy with us and the content we're creating.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What else did he have to say?
Something about being an old hippie. I don't know.
Kim lives in North Carolina.
Yeah, you know,
Kim, if we would have met like 2 years ago, we'd have been really close. I just moved back home from South Carolina. I was in Charleston. Where do you live in North Carolina? Go on, John. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just trying to be. You know, it's really fucking sad, dude. I had like the utmost respect for fucking like Neil Young growing up and like his generation, the music that they made, and stuff that they stood for and stuff like that. And like that all just fucking disappeared this week. It's very, very disheartening.
That's where you and I differ. I mean, I agree with you 100%. How you feel, but I'll still listen. I'll still pirate the out. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll sail the 7 seas. I'll sail the 7 seas, and I'll listen to Old Man if I'm in the mood to listen to Old Man.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy
this. This is exactly like the time when Ray Liotta.
I love good area.
When Ray Liotta did the Chantax commercial.
Oh, no. Neil Young did not stoop to those levels of a Chantex commercial.
And it made everything Ray Liotta has ever done, including Goodfellas, suck. So
I just watched Ray Liotta, Bob. You're right. Goodfellas sucks.
John, did you ever watch this Many Saints of Newark? Did you get around to seeing that, the Sopranos movie?
No, by the time I got around to fucking reactivating my HBO Max account, it was already pulled off of it. So I have not seen it yet. So
I am very curious. I'm not going to spoil anything because it was such an unforgettable movie for me personally that I don't really remember it. Paul probably would more than me.
I'm sure I'm going to like with that.
I'm sure you're going to love it because you loved Coming to America too. But I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on it when you do see it. I am being serious.
All right, absolutely.
Tim Dillon posted a tweet today at 12:46, and he wrote, "The CIA will be deleting their Black Site torture playlist from Spotify now." So there's that.
That's a good playlist.
Hey, John.
Not a typo negative.
John, I know you. I know you like me. Keep up on this shit. Did you watch Joe Rogan's latest video?
Oh yeah, this is something we can't talk about. This is something I want.
Yeah, this morning when I was handling my morning business,
I'm
Taking a
struggling
shit or
with it.
jerking
I
off.
watched it and I was like, "Oh God, here we
Yeah,
go."
I'm struggling with how to feel about it, and especially over the last 24 hours. So far, 132 episodes have been removed from Spotify.
I was
I'm
about
not.
to say,
I'm not going to draw an opinion until I hear Joe Rogan discuss everything, which I know he will. He's honest and upfront, but I want to know how that plays out. And I'm not going to lie, man. This could be a black pill for me with Spotify. I might get rid of
Yeah,
Spotify and I might
I-
stop listening to Joe.
I don't know, man. I don't really. I'm gonna have to wait and see how things play out. As far as
Agreed.
as far as his apology, I feel that it was fucking heartfelt.
Agreed.
If any of my African American friends, and I have a fucking lot of them, regardless of what everyone who watches this may think, if any of them were to, if any of them were to come to me and be like, "Yo, dude, you support Rogan," that's like a slap in my face. I would shut that shit down. But here's the thing: I don't think I'm going to have any of them come to me with that.
No, I know you won't. I know who you're talking about.
I think anybody who thinks critically is seeing this for what it is, regardless of what skin color they are. This is a coordinated attack.
It is
that it almost feels like it's working.
They did this to fucking what's his name, the little black guy, fucking years ago. What's his name? Kevin
Gary
Hart.
Coleman.
They did this to Kevin Hart years ago when it was announced he was gonna host the Oscars.
And he got a raw deal on that too.
Somebody did some deep fucking dive on his stand up where he was dropping F-bombs and this and that.
Attacking the gay community.
And the Oscars said, okay, make a formal apology and you can still host. And Kevin Hart was like, I'm not apologizing for anything.
Yep.
I am not that person anymore. It was part of a stand-up bit. Basically, like my father always said, fuck them if they can't take a joke. Like
fuck them if they can't take a joke.
I'm so tired of this shit. I'm so tired of people taking words and situations out of context. Canceling. I'm fucking done with it. I'm over it.
Watch the first part of this show when you have time, John. I agree and back everything you're saying.
It's a funny juxtaposition. It's a funny
Who the fuck are you to be like, you know what? I don't like that. And because I don't like that, nobody else should like that, and it shouldn't fucking exist. Who the fuck are you? Fuck you. Fuck your opinion. You have the right to voice it. I stand behind you 100%.
But nobody's allowed.
But no, you shouldn't be out there fucking seeking people's fucking careers for mistakes that they make or words that they say. Oh, words. Fucking words. This is one of my favorite stories to tell. I've told it on here and I've told it a million fucking times. I'm going to tell it again. I'm 10 fucking years old. Me and my dad go to the mall. We go to the tobacco shop. My dad lights up a cigarette. He hands me $20. He says, go a couple stores down to the CD store and go buy yourself a CD. All right, thanks, Dad. Take my $20. I go to the CD store. I pick up Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Had just come out that week.
Holla!
I walk up to the front counter. I hand the clerk the CD and my $20, and he goes, I can't sell this to you. I go,
your internet's failing, Doug.
I go, okay. So I walk back with my $20 to the smoke shop to my dad, and he goes, where's your CD at? And I go, they wouldn't sell it to me. And he goes, why wouldn't they sell it to you? And I go, because it's got bad words on it. And he goes, bad words? I go, uh-huh. It's got that parental advisory. My dad goes, oh, bullshit. Puts out his cigarette, marches over to the CD store, grabs the fucking CD, slams it on the counter, and he goes, you see my kid right here? If you ever see him in the store, he has my permission to buy anything in the store that he fucking wants. He goes, bad words? Really? He goes, bad words? My kid's going to go through shit in life a lot worse than bad words. This is fucking ridiculous.
Our dad was the exact same way when we were younger. He's changed a lot, though, with time.
Now, I understand the clerk was just doing his job. My dad was fucking being a prick to him. But it brings up a good point of where I come from. I grew up in a house that censorship wasn't a thing. Language wasn't a thing. There was one word that I was never allowed to use in front of my mother, and that was it.
Was it fuck?
Let's just say my mother does not enjoy British comedy because they use this word a lot.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday. That was
I'll say
it.
cunt.
That was it.
Can you invoked another story that I thought about when my mom.
Hey, I'm gonna take the dogs out. I'll be right back.
But when Paul and I were kids and we lived a couple miles away from where we live now, our mom was in a bowling league with our aunt Mary, and they had to go I think like Milwaukee, somewhere a ways away to do like a bowling tournament. And my mom said, we're going to be near this giant mall and we're going to go to all these stores. Is there anything you want me to bring you back? And I said, at the time, Dr. Dre's The Chronic had just come out. And I'm like, I would love if you could bring me back a cassette or a CD copy of Dr. Dre's The Chronic. I want it so bad.
I already own it at that point, yeah.
Mom went to go to the thing, came back, and she said the person at the store said that when I told them what I wanted and who it was for, they said, I don't think your son should be listening to that. It's not appropriate. So I got you Ren and Stimpy's, whatever Ren and Stimpy cassette tape was out at that time that had, Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy, and all that shit on it. She bought me that as a placeholder. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Now that album is like arguably regarded as like one of the greatest albums of all fucking time. And
absolutely. And Ren and Stimpy has gone down as one of the most fucked up cartoons of any
because the creator was a fucking pedophile.
Well, not even that, just the cartoon itself. When you start breaking down Ren and Stimpy, it's like we were fucking kids and watching this.
Yeah, that's fucked up shit.
That was fucked up shit. But I mean, whatever. To each his own. I don't know. I'm fucking over it. I'm over this culture that we live in. I'm done. It's so fucking frustrating.
Well, it's funny because I was telling Paul earlier when we were talking about it, how a lot of black comedians have been coming to Joe Rogan's aid all day today on Insta, on Twitter. And David Lucas wrote a great post. David Lucas, if nobody knows, is a stand-up comedian who's been on. He's one of the regulars on Kill Tony with Tony Hinchcliffe and Red Band, where he comes on and does like a brand new minute every week. And he's a hilarious black dude, great roaster. And he wrote he's been doing shows with Joe Rogan lately, him and Chappelle and all that. And he wrote, the media does not have much respect for black people. They edited a video and then released it thinking we would not go looking for context. They believe we're all emotional, irrational, and reactionary. Fuck cancel culture. So it's like people are coming to him. And it's funny because like I know that Joe Rogan's not a hateful person, that, he's fuck. Ralphie May said that word. Joey Diaz. Everybody said that. Fuck. Every comedian we love has said that word and the slur for gay people time and time again.
Do you remember the fucking what's his name? David Cross. He had a stand-up fucking special, and the first joke he did, he walks out into the packed fucking theater, and he goes, "You know what the problem is? N-words." And he says the word. That was the opening joke to his fucking bit.
Patton Oswalt had
hilarious.
Yeah. It's crazy with the world we're living in where that's the focal point. That's the focal point is language right now. It's like there's so much shit to worry about, man, but it's just so fucking crazy that we're at this point in time, man. I like that David Lucas also wrote, R. Kelly better not say he taken his music off Spotify too.
That's hilarious. I don't know, man.
I don't know. R. Kelly deserves to be in the position he's at, but I will champion Real Talk and Trapped in the Closet till the day I die, man. They're masterpieces. They're true masterpieces of trash. Truly.
Remix Ignition. I fucking love that song. Guilty Pleasure. Every time I hear that song, you fucking start fucking pumping them fucking elbows.
I wish Paul was here to pull it up so we can listen to it.
You should do a fucking reaction video of me listening to that song, dude. Oh, it'd be fucking hilarious.
Paul, get back on now. Paul, you can pull it up.
You don't have to yell.
I am way
Sorry,
drunker
John.
than I think I am. So what did I miss, you bundle of sticks?
Pull up R. Kelly's
Ignition
I'll say it again.
remix.
I'll say it again.
It's
Falling
Kim's right. I watched that. It Falling in Reverse is a band. The song Zombie is their song Zombified. It's not my cup of tea as far as music goes, but the message
Mom's
behind it
Zombified.
is fucking accurate. Paul, pull up R. Kelly's. John, go ahead. Tell him.
Remix Ignition.
Remix to Ignition. It's hot and fresh out the kitchen.
We're gonna do a remix to it. We're gonna do a reaction remix.
So do we want the just we want the song, the actual song?
John's call.
Well, one won't get us copyright struck, hopefully.
I love John's setting so much, man.
So if we get copyright struck, we won't be able to make money off it. Oh,
I don't think we'll get. But I don't think we'll get copyright struck because I think the rule is as long as we're talking over it pretty consistently.
Yeah, we got to talk over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, John, you're going to be singing a.
I don't say a shit, man. I just want to hear the song. So
and when we're done with this, I want to know John's thoughts on the trucker convoy of freedom right now as well. I'd like to get his take on that.
The what now?
Oh, you haven't been following the trucker convoy of
Your
freedom?
internet's failing, Doug.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back.
Do we want to pause and wait for Doug?
Sure. What is the trucker freedom? What the thing?
If you don't know, you don't know, man. Watch the beginning of the episode. I'll catch you up.
Okay.
Truckers are protesting. The truckers are protesting and shut down the economy of Canada unless Justin Trudeau ends every single mandate, COVID restriction and mandate for every man, woman, and child in the country.
Well,
the economy is at a complete standstill.
That's ridiculous.
Am I still fading out? Because I'll disconnect and I'll connect to the gear. Neck gear.
Yeah, your internet's still really bad.
All right, hold on.
You're all like pixelated, man.
You're all like pixel, bro.
You look like one of the few white people on the show Cops.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, they're called cops.
I'm waiting for the Netgear box to load up and pop up on my screen.
I'm just joking. There are many Orientals and fine African Americans
that's not
who are
politically correct.
Who are wearing the badge.
Unless you're talking about a rug.
What do you mean? Oriental is appropriate. Yeah, it's not fucking at all a slur.
All I can think about when I hear that word is Mickey Rooney and Breakfast at Tiffany's. Oh, do you like egg? Oh, I can't even. That's horrible to even do.
I have stroked my chopstick to many fine Oriental women.
Oh my God, this is a conversation that I'm not comfortable going down, man.
I just ordered one off the internet last week.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Shut up at my door, all warm and hot, just like a pizza.
Okay, I'm going to connect to the Netgear box. I might get disconnected.
This is good. This is a good test.
Okay.
Bear with us, folks, as we're testing stuff to make Doug's life not only easier but cheaper.
Nobody's watching. Nobody's listening.
That's not
we
true.
We actually have 5 people watching right now.
Is it 1 apostrophe? That's not giving anything away.
Well, I'm sure they're bots.
Yeah, I think yes.
Should probably not have my.
Here, I'll put it in private chat.
My fucking works a little.
How do I look now?
Crystal clear.
Crystal.
All right, guys, keep on talking.
All right, well, we're gonna play the song. We were waiting on you. That's peeing.
I'm not. I'm so.
You know what the bonus? You know what the bonus about the dogs having to pee is? Daddy gets to pee when we're outside too. By the way, it's the 2 inches of snow on the ground that I just got sucked. The 2 inches of snow on the ground I just got
2 inches. I got barely anything out here. I got barely anything.
I always got 2 inches, bro.
I bet you. I wonder how hard it's going to be to drive out to your place tomorrow. Now that I know that, because they probably won't plow the road.
It's 2 inches. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all.
That's true. I've got about a 6 inch. I got about 7 inches on me. So soft anyway.
But the sky is clear, and this is my favorite 4 months of the year. The first 4 months of the year is because it's when you can see Orion in the northern hemisphere. It's my favorite constellation. You're gay. All right, are you ready, John? I'm gonna play the song for you while we talk.
Sure.
So you know.
Is this the song I'm thinking of? Oh, this is our. Okay, I thought it was going to be Kid Rock.
And give me that beep beep.
Hey, when we're done,
pass you my fro, bouncing on 24.
We can't hear it.
It's a remix to Ignition. It's hot and fresh out the kitchen.
He's singing it. John.
I'm a rolling that body, got every man in here wishing, sipping on
hear it.
smoking rum. So what? I'm drunk.
Paul, it's not playing.
Oh,
dumbass, fucking dipshit.
You know why it's not playing? This is Doug's fault.
Because you're a dumbass.
No, my shit was set up correctly, but Doug had to fucking play his stupid song.
This piece of shit. I hope he rots in prison and gets his asshole fucking widened 2 inches every day for the rest of his life. He is a piece of shit. You know what? Still love that song. Still love that song.
Trapped
so
in the
much.
closet. Real talk, bitch. I wish you would.
I want everybody to know, no matter how this goes down tonight, I'm sleeping with 2 blondes.
All
right, but you gotta get down, okay?
It's not gross. It's not gross. It's not gross because it's your dog. Get it?
It's your
dog.
Dude, I watched that movie fucking 2 weeks ago.
Come on.
That movie does not hold up.
You gotta lay down.
I disagree. There's parts of that movie that I find. I agree with you on some
cuddle.
parts, but there are parts like when what's his face gets the old guy high on the bench and the dog starts talking to the go have that bitch make me some blueberry pancakes. I love that part. Like, there's parts of the movie that are funny, but there are parts that are like, oh my god, this is fucking dated. This is 1999.
Everything with Tom Green, every scene with Tom Green is like fucking cringe.
We were talking about Tom Green earlier and how we were talking about that movie in particular, how it was fascinating how at the time he was riding the wave of the Tom Green show on MTV and how famous he was. And then I saw him live at Marco Island at Captain Bryant's. And now if you follow him,
he's like living in his van, fucking like traveling the wilderness. Yeah, I listened to that Rogan episode too.
He's a fascinating guy, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Nowadays, anyway. But yeah, it's a movie that definitely exists in a different time, man, where tits were all over the fucking screen without a fucking thought about why.
God, how hot was Aiden Smart? Oh,
we were talking about the other movie.
You want me to pull it up, Doug? You want me to pull it up?
Pull up the Crank.
Old Leaping Tiger?
No, pull up the. I was gonna say pull up the scene from Crank. I think it's Crank.
Amy Smart, damn right.
You ever see the movie Crank or Crank 2?
Yeah, she was in that shape. She plays his girlfriend. Yeah, she's getting fucking railed by him. Yeah.
It's so good, man.
Movie breaks my heart.
What, Crank?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Jason Statham rails my imaginary girlfriend in that movie.
I think you're gonna say it's the last film that Corey Haim was ever seen in. That's Crank 2, actually.
Sorry, guys.
It was the last movie Chester from Lincoln Park was ever in.
That's right. I forgot he was in that movie.
He's in the pharmacy and he's like, yeah, man, grab the whatever fucking illegal fucking speed drug they're talking about. I don't know.
I gave Kate and Gabe my Blu-rays of both of those films. I got to see if they've watched those yet. I love Crank and Crank 2. Those are fascinating films. Those
are fun fucking movies. They're fun fucking stupid movies.
Yeah. Was it Dwight Yoakam as the pharmacist?
I think so. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Paul loved
it on my own 2 feet again.
Paul's a big fan
that
of...
That guy has also lost his fucking mind.
Aaron Lewis. Paul loves Aaron Lewis.
You're a big Aaron Lewis fan, are you?
Love Aaron Lewis.
Surprised me.
Aaron Lewis just released a brand new album, and anytime he releases something, that's the first person I text is Paul.
People like Paul love Aaron Lewis. Like people like me love Cutter Obrist.
Oh, wait till you hear our outro song tonight.
Cutter Obrist.
What?
I don't know.
Bright Eyes, Desaparecidos.
Yeah,
It was a
I'm
joke.
Sorry. I got you.
People like Paul, like Aaron Lewis, like people like me, like Tim Casher.
Casher in the Rye.
All right, I had to bribe my dogs with the most expensive snacks I own.
41, 40. Paul, you're going to be 37 or 38?
37 tomorrow. John's going to be 38 in 2 days after.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
I thought I was a year older than John. Evidently, John's a year older than me. Me and John.
You respect your fucking elders.
Pay your respects to the dog.
Pay your respects to the dog.
It will forever live in my fucking memory, man.
I miss my dad all the time, man. My dad was a fucking.
Oh, did I miss
character.
this? Hey, Doug, you need to change your. Nope.
Yeah, that's changed. We've already seen that.
What was it?
From Kim.
Hey, I'm making sure I'm drunker than I think I am right now.
Are you? I'm good right now. I'm more hungry than anything.
Man, there's a piece of me that wants to bust out the bottle of fucking Jameson 18.
Oh my god. Fucking Jameson sounds good right now.
I got Jameson single barrel, 18 years aged.
It's a good one.
Or some fucking bourbon. A good glass of bourbon right now would do good.
So I thought there were new Jeopardy boards. What's
Paul,
going on here?
Going to I'll put it up in private chat. Let me bring it
Bob?
up.
Has anybody heard from Bob today?
On Twitter, he commented back and forth with me on some of the stuff we were posting. But
is he coming or is he working tonight? Okay.
I think he's working tonight.
Bob, if you're listening,
it's Saturday.
Yeah. Love you, brother.
I'm bringing up
Jeopardy without you unless you join in the next 15 seconds.
Let me scroll through here. Just keep talking while I get the Jeopardy boards. Brisket prices are too high.
Amen, brother.
I have 10 more minutes.
That's the reason we're having chuck roast tomorrow.
I got 10 more minutes and I got to hop off. I got time for one game of Jeopardy.
Okay. All right, let me fuck it. I'll pull up Google while you guys.
This is so fucking weird that I'm getting a Tinder like every single Saturday show we do. Cosmic as fuck.
Fuck off. All right, here we go. Jeopardy Labs, pop culture.
Home and dog owner.
Here we go.
From Madison. Went to St. Norbert's.
All right, I am putting the link in the chat, Paul, for the Jeopardy board. There you go.
Private chat. So none of the peons get. I love that private chat just says Brandon Saki.
Let's go, Brandon Saki. I'll have more Jeopardy boards for tomorrow's birthday episode. We'll have some fun ones tomorrow.
Share.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait. I got a case of Bud Light Platinum. Chill with you, John.
Right on. Your Bud Light Platinum. You get out with your bad self, girl.
I don't think that tastes bad. It's got a nice buzz. Molson, however, it's like sucking on a dirty vagina. It's yeasty as shit. Dude.
Your mom's got a dirty vagina.
Don't you talk about my mom.
Your mom's a bitch.
All right, I'm going first. I'm going to take music for 100.
Hold on 1 second. I'm changing the names here.
For 100? You're not going to go for the top prize?
Music for 100. All right, we're playing the same rules as last time. Yep. So John is going to start off, and then if he doesn't get it, or if I have a different guess, I can dispute, and then Doug after me. Music for 100. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. Was sung by this performer.
Not a fucking clue.
Like I'm feeling like a heavy in your face, like performer. So I'm gonna say Alice Cooper.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Night Ranger.
Okay.
All right. And John, you didn't have an answer. Is that a correct statement?
Our Lady Peace.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh.
I don't know how that's a See,
Yeah.
here's the problem. Here's the problem with these boards. Here's the problem finding
Yeah.
these random Jeopardy boards. You got to go through and read the questions first, but that gives
Yeah.
you an unfair advantage, so
I
you can't do that
disagree.
either.
I disagree because we have more
John,
fun.
still your
every
board.
How stupid they are.
John, still your
TV
board.
shows for 100.
A recent show about poor people fighting for a lot of money.
It could be anything.
I got a guess. I've got my guess based on that description.
Bum fights.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I don't think this is a correct answer, but I think it might be an answer based on the first question we already saw, and I'll say Arrested Development.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I'm
Doug,
gonna
you
go.
gotta-
with
you gotta guess.
Bum fights is what I was thinking. It was the
They
only thing
weren't
that
poor though.
Okay.
No, well, they were the
Squid Games.
I
Squid
had-
Games. That's a correct
I haven't
answer.
seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I know the plot. That is the plot.
I don't know anything about the show. I just know I have no desire to watch it based on what I've seen, the clips and stuff.
TV
John,
shows for
still your
200.
board.
TV
shows
for 200, Alex.
SpongeBob works at which establishment?
Oh my God! Give me a break.
What is the Krusty Krab?
I do not dispute that.
Nope.
John gets 100 or 200. Sorry.
300 TV shows.
Shaggy, Scooby, Velma, and Daphne. Who's missing?
Oh,
I take it
the blonde dude. What the hell is his name?
Ascot, motherfucker.
Oh, fucking preppy.
I'm waiting for you to say I don't fucking know, because then I'm going to give the right answer.
And what? It's Freddie Prinze Jr. No.
Cocksucker, Doug. You cocksucker.
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know his fucking name.
Okay, you don't know? I say Fred.
Yeah, it's Fred.
Sure.
All right, my board. I will go.
I do.
I'll do superhero movies for 1,000.
I didn't even see that.
Who is Black Panther's sister? God damn it! It starts with a T, I think. God, people are gonna think I'm racist. This is fucking terrible because I'm gonna say the most racist fucking thing.
Oh, you're gonna say
Wait.
Lawanda?
Queen Shaniqua.
I'm gonna say Taisha.
All
I
right,
know that's
I'm
not
going to dispute that. I'm going to say, who is Okoyo?
Okoyo, okay. John, you got an answer?
Yeah, Shaniqua.
Shuri. You were closest, John.
I was closest. Thank you. I will take.
It's my board, dickhead. Shut up. I'll take
You
celebrities.
take
for
like every other white man
celebrities
takes.
for $1,000. Other than The Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic, and Inception,
Oh,
name
fuck
another
you!
Leonardo DiCaprio
Fuck
movie.
off! That's not a question. That's a demand. Who wrote this fucking board, you dildo?
Hold on, I gotta think. Shutter Island.
There you
Wow.
go. You win. No. Okay.
All right, I'll take
Basketball
celebrities.
Diaries.
I'll take celebrities for 900. Which actor plays Deadpool and is from Canada? Ryan Reynolds. Any dispute?
Nope.
Okay. I will take
Glad I
superhero movies.
chose this board.
Nah, fuck. I don't want to go to music because I'll get fucked in music. I'll go TV shows $1,000. No, I don't want to go. Yeah, I already said it. I'll take it. Netflix original show that takes place on the coast of North Carolina. Bloodline?
No.
Nope.
Ozark. What is Ozark?
No.
Ozark? No, that's
Nope.
I don't know
that's
that.
not
But
Ozark.
Bloodline
Ozark's
takes place in
Florida.
Florida.
It's Oh god, I watched this show. I really like it. It's it's about the fucking kids. Oh my god, the fucking
Orange is the New
I know
Black?
what it is. I know
No.
what it is. I just said a Netflix show that I don't watch that often. When it comes up, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I
Oh,
do
give
that.
me, give me,
Because
give me
it's,
a,
Because this is a destination. I know the beach is on it. I don't know if that's the name of it, but I don't want to say the beach name in case it is name. It's the name of the show.
Oh God. I love this show too. Why the fuck can't I remember the name of it?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's done. Outer Banks. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that too. John, me and you are feeling the same thing right now because I did know that answer.
All right, Paul.
I'm gonna go sports $1,000. John, I think John might get this.
I won't.
This Olympian holds the record for the most gold medals won ever. Who is Michael Phelps?
Phelps. Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
I dispute. It's Kurt Angle.
You're definitely wrong. Michael Phelps.
He's the champ, man.
Let's do Disney for
Fucking
$1,000.
patriot. He's a legit
Disney
patriot,
for
bro.
$1,000. People often forgot that Goofy has a son. What is his name? Oh my God.
Ooh, I think I know.
It's the Leaning
It's
Tower
my
of
turn.
Pizza.
That's not his son, but
It's
my
not.
turn.
It's his son's best friend though.
Yeah, that's Pauly
I-
Shore. That's not the
I know
character
it.
you're thinking of.
I know his son's name. I know.
All right, John. This is
Yeah,
yours
so
to
do
steal.
I. No, it's not. It's it's mine.
I relinquish
go
my
in
answer.
order.
I have no clue what it is. Doug, go ahead.
It's Maximilian.
Maximilian.
You're right. Yep. Doug, you're bored. After this
Okay.
question, I got to take a pee break real quick.
Music for 1,000.
Music for $1,000. Words have been switched with synonyms. What is the famous song? The only thing I wish to require during the most festive day of December is your presence.
Oh my God.
Mariah Carey's whatever that fucking Christmas song is that she fucking makes us go through every fucking year. I don't know.
John, do you know?
All I want for Christmas is you.
John gets it.
Motherfucker! I said Mariah Carey. God damn.
Okay, I got to pee real quick. John, just you two talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. So, John,
Yes,
are you? What do you have? What do you have planned? Do you have anything planned for your birthday this week?
I don't. Be working.
All
No,
right. That's
Try to head up to the casino either next weekend or the weekend after that.
how's everything else going
Good.
other than work?
Just tired. Just work a lot. So what's going on with me?
You remember when we were in our 20s and how life seemed like it was full of possibilities and the roads were endless, and now you're getting to your 40s, I'm in my 40s, and it's like, nope, this is it.
Yeah,
All we can do is make the best of it.
Now every day I wake up and just go, fuck! I woke up again.
Every moment I wake up.
Oh, that Tom Segura bit where he's like, I can't wait to die. My father has a friend who's in it, who's like 98. And I see him, and I'm like, "How you doing?" And he goes, "Unfortunately, alive."
John, you're bored.
Take celebrities for 800.
Celebrities, 800. Who voices
Oh,
the genie
man.
in the original Aladdin movie? Motherfucker.
Robin
Willie
Williams, rest in peace.
Amen,
Not to
brother.
cut off topic. Before we go to the next topic, have either of you seen the trailer for the new Bel Air show that's coming out on Peacock? The gritty reimagining of Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, because that's relevant.
Have either of you seen? Well, no, because Will
No, I
Smith
haven't.
was
I have not. I have not.
in the live action Aladdin, and that's what triggered my memory. But it looks fucking horrible, dude. Go ahead,
Celebrity
John.
You know,
Sorry.
after you said that, Doug, I feel like a dick
for
for my comment. I apologize for my comment.
It's not a
Because you
problem.
actually made a great bridge to Terabitha.
Yeah, you give me a fucking chance. I usually do. It just takes me a little while.
Celebrities
I
for
like- I like-
700.
Celebrities for 700. Who voiced Maui in Moana? About Maui?
Our next president? I don't know.
Oh, fuck Pacific Islanders. Don't get mad at me. Who voiced Maui in Moana?
Well, is it John's turn or your turn?
It's John's.
Oh, okay.
Jason Momoa.
I'm going to say Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Paul's right. Our next president.
Oh, I even got the rock part right.
All right, gentlemen, I hate to do this, but I got to go, but I will see both of you.
I love it, John.
tomorrow evening.
I hate to see you leave. Hold on, because we're going to finish after this game of Jeopardy. John, but I want you to give you your final thoughts of the night. Your chance to speak to the audience, to tell them how you're feeling this week and the advice you want to give them. Go.
Just be yourself. Voice your opinion. Stand up for free speech, even if it's someone you don't fucking agree with.
Amen,
You don't like
brother.
if you don't like someone or something, don't fucking support them. Just because you don't like them doesn't mean other people don't enjoy what they have to say or the entertainment they bring to the world. Mind your own fucking business. Worry about your own fucking lives.
Beautifully said. John,
Good night,
make me a
guys. I'll
promise.
see-
John,
Yes,
make me a promise.
Yes.
Promise me that whenever you're done and you have time, you're going to skip to the end to hear my final thoughts and the outro song. That's all I
Yes.
ask.
Will
Thank
do,
you.
sir. Will
Thank
do.
you, sir. Have a
All
great
John,
night.
Good
Love
night.
you, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Love you
Cheers,
too.
brothers. Later.
Bye.
All right, let's finish this board. And when
In
the
fairness,
call-
I won the game. Even if John, if we were to stop it right now, I won this part of the game. But let's go on.
yeah, because I want to make you look like a fool when I finally catch up.
And because I'm ahead, so much, I want you to have the board. Oh no, I just got the Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Never mind. I thought John got the last question. You don't get the board. I get the board.
I know.
I'll go superhero movies 900. What is the one Marvel film that doesn't have a post-credits scene? Ooh, that's a good question.
It depends because if they're considering the Sony universe along with
Yeah,
Marvel,
that's where it's saying Marvel film. I think it's being specific here. So I'm going to say the Edward Norton.
I know
Hulk,
what it is. I fucking know what it is.
Did the Edward Norton Hulk have an end credit scene that had the Tony Stark end credit scene? I think.
I think I know what it is, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
I'm gonna guess Endgame.
So
And this is so stupid because I'm drunk right now and I can't think about this clearly. I'm gonna say Endgame.
That's what I was gonna say.
So no dispute.
No, same game. I know what it is. I'm so glad I made cheeseburgers. Why? What is Cora Digest, and why do they keep emailing me shit that I don't care about?
I have no idea. You know what song just popped in my head randomly?
We the people, let's go, Brandon.
No, Simon. Fucking Paul Simon. Me and Julio down the schoolyard. Weirdly enough, yeah.
Roll down to bed, and she ran to the corner. You know what?
Yeah.
Why we're playing this? If we're talking over songs, we can get away with it.
We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. If we get a copyright strike, this part's going to be silent. But I'm with you on this one.
Mama pajama rolled out of bed as she ran to the corner station.
Oh, I can't do it. I can only share one at a time, and I'm sharing the Jeopardy board.
Okay, that's okay.
All right.
Can I share it from my end?
No, only one share at a time. Only
Okay.
one share at a time. No more
Sorry.
than one share.
Sorry. So sorry.
All right.
So sorry.
I'll do TV shows 900.
I feel warm and toasty right
What
now.
group consists of Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles? Oh my God! This is just a fucking guess, but goddamn it, what's My Little Pony? That's my guess. I was thinking unicorns, and I'm like, they're not unicorns, but they're horses. They don't have horns. My Little Pony. Just so follow Paul's drunk logic.
Okay, I won't dispute it. I don't know. The first thing I thought was like a
Powerpuff Girls. I was wrong.
I was gonna go with like an NBC lineup of Blossom and some other shows that I didn't.
Yeah, I was
remember.
thinking. As soon as I heard Blossom, I'm like, Blossom, Joey. Whoa.
Do you remember after an episode of There was I don't know what I'll have to look it up. I don't know what season of Blossom it was, but do you remember? It was during a period of our lives when that show was on, and the Heights on Fox was on, where like it was the hip thing to have like shows or actors have like albums or hit single songs, pop songs. And you remember after an episode of Blossom, Joey Lawrence premiered his debut single, "Whoa Girl" or something like that. It was something stupid. Do you remember that?
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to guess. And I was a huge Blossom fan. And I think I know what you're talking about. I think it's 1992 or 1993. I'm going to say 92 is my final answer. And I'll Google it.
I'm just curious if I'm right. I never give a fuck about Blossom. She had I'm not going to say anything horrible about Maya Bialik, but I didn't give a shit about her or her friend. What was her friend's name? Story Page Fantasy. Fucking weird name.
Kit was fucking Knight Rider, stupid. Her friend wasn't named Kit.
Joey Lawrence music album. Hold on, I can't do more than one thing at once right now because I'm really fucking tanked. I am gassed right now.
I'm
It's really
so jonesing for some French fries and those cheeseburgers I made on the
Joey
skillet.
Lawrence album. What did I say? That's my final answer? I said 92. It's February 2nd, 1993. It was the very beginning of 93. God damn it. I was close. And then, hold on. Blossom. TV show. God, I'm drunk.
Have you? Can I ask you a question? I
6.
believe it.
6, not Kit. I knew it was a 3-letter name.
Stupid fucking name too. Just like 8 from Married with Children was a stupid fucking name.
I didn't mind 8 as a character on the show. I didn't like the name, but I didn't mind the character.
I didn't like the context of the character, that it was all a fantasy to deal with her real life miscarriage.
Oh, see, I looked at it as a money grab because Problem Child was big at the time, and they hired a kid who looked just like the Problem Child kid.
I thought
That's
it was.
I always thought about it.
I honestly thought it was going to be this month. Apparently, it's not until March 4th. But I need to ask you right now while we're talking about it. March 4th falls on a Friday. I'm saying March 5th, Saturday. But the Batman comes out on the 4th. Now, I'm not a person before you say a word. I'm not somebody who has any fucking desire to go to a movie theater another time in his life unless there's a movie that I really want to see. And everything that I've been hearing about Matt Reeves, the Batman, I want to I don't want to wait for it. I want to fucking see it. And it comes out March 4th, or 5th, whatever I said. So Saturday, would you be willing to go see it with me?
Here's the thing, Doug. First off, I don't care about Batman, and I think Batman's a useless character, and I would never promote Batman or ever wear any merchandise by Batman. With that said, Doug, I don't think I can go to a theater anymore, but I actually, would you say March 4th and 5th? I just looked at our schedules, and we both have 2 cruises planned that day, and I know that the cruise has a movie theater on it, so if my cruise movie theater on the 7 Seas has a good rendition.
So this is your long-winded way of saying no, you don't want to go see it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going, dude.
That's all you had to fucking say.
We got COVID the last time we went to a movie theater.
I don't give a fuck about COVID. Let me be very
I don't
fucking
care
clear.
either.
I want to go see that movie, and I don't want to wait for it. I want to see the Batman.
I don't care about COVID anymore either, but I also don't fucking care about movie theaters.
No, you're a pussy. You're afraid of COVID. You're afraid of getting sick again. You just don't want to be you want to be a tough guy on your own goddamn show. Go ahead. Disney for 900, Alex.
It's my choice, but yes, I was going to choose Disney for 900, which is weird. So Jinx, you owe me a Molson, eh? By the way, Letterkenny, the new season's out.
I haven't made it past season 1. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like season 1. I just
found out yesterday. Letterkenny started out as a YouTube show.
Yeah,
like this.
I knew that.
And I've been going through the YouTube channel, watching the Letterkenny. Oh God, I fucking love it. Canada, I apologize for my first 35 years of existence for giving you shit. Letterkenny is a fucking national treasure. Oh, by the way. Also, movie recommendation for everybody this week while I'm thinking about it, because it was produced by the Letterkenny guys, and it's a serious movie. It's not a fucking comedy. Odd Man Rush on Hulu. Movie review. Odd Man Rush on Hulu. It's a drama. It's based on a true story about a kid. They changed the names, but it's a kid who loved hockey his whole life, and then he was a starter at Harvard, and then he got injured while he was in college, and then he went to the European leagues. It's not a drama. It's not like an Oscar winner, but it's a serious movie. I found it highly entertaining, and I strongly recommend it. And it's done by the Letterkenny guys.
I recommend Kids in the Hall. If we're talking about great Canadian comedy.
It's not a comedy. This was not a comedy.
I know.
But yes, I agree with you.
Letterkenny is. So
yes, it is a comedy. And I would say Letterkenny is better than Kids in the Hall.
You can go fuck yourself, and you can go. I'm going to say something controversial right now. At 2 hours and 28 minutes, and I'm fucking on my last beer right now. You can go fuck our mother. Fuck you. Kids in the Hall is a better fucking. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you fucking for real right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I've already come out of your mom.
Enjoy. You know what? Enjoy your fucking your faux brisket tomorrow. I'm not going.
Fuck you.
That shit right there is bridge burning worthy material.
All right, Disney.
Letterkenny is not funnier than Kids in the Hall, you asshole. It's a completely different thing. Kids in the Hall is fuck you and fuck Disney. Kids in the Hall is a sketch show. Letterkenny is a fucking narrative.
The song lyric. You make me loco. You make me I had okay. What is the category? Disney. You make me blank loco uncharacteristically loco. I have no clue. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, you make me unlike you because you think Letterkenny's funny. It's all loco. You crazy.
Okay. On a 12 trillion to 1 shot, that's the right answer. I tell you what, if that's the right answer, I will fucking reject everything.
Kim can't be watching at this point, but if Kim's
we got 2 comments I missed. We got 2 comments I missed. We got
all in line right now, Kim. Kids in the Hall is better
Russian.
than Letterkenny. Kim's on I think my age area. Kim is more
I'm not disputing that Kids in the Hall is hilarious. I love Kids in the Hall. But if you ask me which has more rewatchability and what I find more entertaining and more funny, I'm gonna say Letterkenny. But I'm not saying Kids in the Hall suck. I love Kids in the Hall. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I just don't think it's as funny as Letterkenny.
No rewatchability.
You haven't got past season 1 of Letterkenny. Ergo,
there's no rewatchability. I own every fucking thing that Kids in the Hall has produced on DVD or Blu-ray. Next fucking topic. Go on.
Okay.
Oh, this is starting to invoke real feelings right now.
Paco logo. All right, okay, cool. All
Royal
right, let's go.
Manos. I can't.
All right, I think I got you in sports, so I'm gonna go sports 900.
What are you talking about? I'm a master, of course.
Which country won the first ever soccer World Cup in 1930?
Fucking simple, dude. Zimbabwe.
I'm gonna say. I'll say France. You want to go Zimbabwe?
I'm going first ever soccer World Cup in 1930. I'm going.
It's white guys. I'm gonna break the news. It's white guys.
Oh, you're cheating now. Then what's the point of playing if you're just gonna fucking look at shit?
If you say Zimbabwe is your final answer,
no,
I'm just letting you know it's wrong.
Go ahead.
What do you got? What do you got?
I don't care. On this one, I don't care.
If you're real mad, I'm sorry.
I'm not really mad. I just don't care. I want to move on. I want to be fun.
Uruguay.
I fucked a lady from Uruguay who was the branch manager at a credit union in Southwest Florida.
Was she
I talked about it. Yep, she was Uruguayan. And let me tell you something.
I did not realize they were that Spanish.
I said this on Bob and Doug when I talked about the story, but I don't think I went into detail because Bob got real weirded out when I started talking about it. But like,
I'm just gonna be.
Out of a handful of women that I've been with in my life, that particular woman, I've never experienced anything like it. Every time we were together, she was wet from the get-go. When I say wet, I mean as soon as I removed undergarments, it was like the flood that Noah's Ark had to go through. Like, it was crazy. I remember saying to her multiple times, like, Jesus Christ, like, you're really fucking wet. And she's like, yeah, like, it's always been like that. She's like, I just get really horny and really wet. Like, it was bananas. So, like, people who dispute the idea that squirting is not a thing, we're 2 hours and almost 2.5 hours in. We are 2 hours and 32 minutes in, so I can go ahead and start talking how I really want to talk. Like, people who dispute that squirting's a real thing, it is a fucking real thing. I don't know if it's cum or if it's piss. I don't give a shit either way, but it's a real thing because this woman, I've never watched Kids at all. Kim Peavy, Letterkenny. I'm sorry,
Letterkenny. One word. Letterkenny. So
Hold on a second. Bob has known Kim since 4th grade. That's what he said on the last episode because I listened to it this morning at 3 a.m. when I was at work. I did. I re-listened to last week's episode, and Bob said he's known Kim since 4th grade. How the fuck, if you're older than, like, you have to be older than me or around my same age.
Chicken lady.
How the fuck do you not know who Kids in the Hall is? How have you never seen Kids in the Hall? I was in 6th grade when I was writing letters to their at-home send-away P.O. box address on the show. Kids in the Hall is
maybe Canadian, but as far as I'm concerned, as a kid who grew up in America in the 90s, it's a goddamn American national treasure. I fucking
Kim.
love Kids in the Hall.
Kim, I'm going to take this from an unbiased approach.
Of course
First
you are.
off,
You think Letterkenny's funnier, you fucking
Shut
dumbass.
the fuck up. No, I'm going to take it from an unbiased approach. Listen to what I'm going to say. Just give me a chance, Doug, and I might say something that's smart.
Go ahead, Mike Pence.
Kim,
You fucking loser.
I know Letterkenny is on Hulu. I don't know where Kids in the Hall would be. I think Comedy Central has an app that if you have a cable package, it might be free on that. Otherwise, like
Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. Kids in the Hall's on Amazon.
I'm not telling you to binge both of them at all, but if you get a chance, seek out Kids in the Hall, seek out Letterkenny,
or
and let me know.
Email me, Kim.
And let us know what you think, because we really do care about your opinion.
I
I care about your opinion. Doug sounds like if you don't like Letterkenny, if you like Letterkenny more, he's going to say "fuck you." But I care about your opinion regardless.
I just don't understand how you think
Letterkenny's. I know who they are. I was too busy getting high to give a shit. Amen, sister.
Hey, Kim is interacting with us right now as the show's going on 6th grade. Yeah, that's when I first got into Kids in the Hall. So her late husband, God rest his soul, and I don't believe in God, but still, out of respect, did you work with him? You worked from 2001 to 2004 at Hardee's.
Without hearing last names,
right?
I can't give it. Without hearing last names, I can't give an answer.
What about a first name? Kim, comment and comments. First name.
I've worked with Jerry's throughout the years, and I too have done copious amounts of drugs and alcohol in my life. And I worked with a lot of people at Hardee's. People I remember from Hardee's were Phil, Tyrone. Those are the ones who stand out that I was friends with.
Was it Tyrone?
And just for the record, Tyrone was not a white guy, and he was a friend of mine.
If I remember correctly, and this is how far back, this is how deep we go as Americans, not just as brothers, but as Americans. I remember when you had this job at Hardee's in Southwest Florida.
Best job I ever had, by the way. Best job I ever had in my life.
In Fort Myers, Florida. It was literally like a block away from where we lived, like a stone's throw away. We lived right down the road from the Hardee's where Paul worked, Sonny's Barbecue, which was across the street from where I worked, Taco Bell, which was across the street from both of them.
It was between
Sonny's in the middle.
Taco Bell.
There was Juicy Lucy's. There was the Publix back in the day. Now it's a Save last time when I moved to Save Pizza across the street, which is now down by Riverdale. But I remember a time in this country where I would go to pick up Paul. Paul didn't have a car, and I don't know why I picked you up. Like, you lived across the street. You could have walked home.
I started working at 15. I started working
That's
at 15.
why.
I
Okay,
didn't have a driver's license yet.
So I would go to pick you up at the end of your shifts, and it was great because at the time, you and I were living together. Like, mom and dad, well, this is later in time when you would bring home food and shit. You'd bring home shit that was
17. I was 17 when it was me and you.
Okay. So at the end of the night, you guys were going to throw away food. That was the policy. Just throw away whatever wasn't sold. You had like hot ham and cheese, chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders. And on Thursdays, there'd be chicken wing, like a full 8-piece. You can get a whole fucking fried chicken.
Jerry P 631.
Long hair, and he thought it was Jerry.
Jerry P. Kim, I am so sorry. The name's not clicking with me. But as far as the physical description, you literally physically described a lot of people who worked
That's
at Hardee's.
true. There was a lot of big people at Hardee's,
including myself.
The guy that we're talking about right now in the current story, though, I think I don't know. It could be. I think Tyrone. I remember
Barb was an owner. Barb was an owner. She wasn't a manager. She was one of the owner's sisters. She was a sister. It was two sisters and a brother. Barb was an owner.
Hold on a second. Gabe is personally texting me. He's texting me a photo in Florida. What? I have no...
Jerry PV 61300. Glasses, long hair.
I'm live on YouTube.
I have it narrowed down to 3 people, Kim.
Drunk and high.
And two of them were brunettes, and one was a dirty blonde.
And I'm reading Gabe Bones'
If you can narrow that down for me. She was not.
The game.
Did he work at the Lehigh one? I worked at the
That's
Palm
right.
Beach
There was a Lehigh. I forgot about that. Probably might have been the Lehigh one.
It's all good. No big deal. Okay. Yeah. I worked at the Palm Beach one. I don't know if your husband worked the Palm Beach one. Did he work morning or night shift? Because I was high schooler, so I worked night shift and then I worked day shift on weekends, which did make a difference. I don't know. Kim, I want to so badly tell you. Yes, I remember your husband. I only worked at Lehigh whenever they needed cover down because I was an assistant manager my last like 5 months there, and I worked
And
the Lehigh store.
And you were also like the manager. Was it after that you were the
Assist-
manager at the handy store?
Jill and Janet, you're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Jill and
Yeah.
Janet.
I gotta say, Kim,
I know Mike was the brother.
as
I know
the guy
Mike
who,
was, and that's
as the
not
guy-
a sexist thing. Mike was in charge of the Palm Beach store.
I gotta say, Kim, as the guy who's 5 years older than the guy talking to you right now, it's not the first time he's been wrong. He's wrong like almost all the time,
Between 2000 and 2004?
dude.
Was he Hispanic?
What is it, Pete Magnotti? I finally watched that Deadliest Decade episode of Lords of Chaos. By the
You're
way,
the one who brought it up to everybody.
But dude, I bring a lot of shit up. I get high. This is who I am, okay? I find shit that's fascinating. I pass it along. I finally sat down to watch it. By the way, Bob, I really wish fucking Bob would have shown up tonight because I'm on my last beer. I may have another 6-pack. He was the night manager. You guys are having your own private conversation on their own.
Yeah,
goddamn show.
no. Kim, I'm so sorry. It's completely drawing a blank to me. Like
I wish Bob would be here right
and that's
now.
weird. I remember here are the managers, the night managers while I was working there. When I first started in 2000, Mike.
Before you continue, is Mike the guy with the mustache, the kind of going
Yep.
bald, the big guy?
Yep.
I loved Mike. He was awesome.
Hey,
Mike was awesome.
I'll tell you what. Me and Mike were close up into my late 20s because of my military career and my clearance. The FBI had to constantly stay in contact with everybody who previously knew me, including all my family.
I didn't know that.
No, he quit December 31st of 2000. I started working there on my 15th birthday, which would have been February 6th, 2000. Then my mom Barbara took the night manager job. Your mom, I feel like your mom I know. Barbara is ringing a bell with me. If I saw a picture of her, and I know there's no possible way for that to happen. Well, you could email it to me.
Don't get John jealous right now.
Don't
Don't get John jealous. Don't get John jealous.
I feel like I know your mom. I feel like your mom.
Wow, that's fucked up, bro.
Your husband. Maybe me and your husband just missed each other for literally February and December, 11 months. I started working on my 15th birthday. I got a waiver. I had my parents sign off, and Mike Justice hired me on my birthday.
This pertains to the show. That's why I sent it to you. This just got.
Your text message?
Yeah, this just got put up on Instagram.
He's wearing Maryland swim trunks.
But like, read what he wrote. Like that pertains to what's going on, and I respect Ari Shaffir.
Ari Shaffir's post. Joe Rogan is the man. He helped me more than anybody in this business. But he once forced me to do 15 days of hot yoga in a month, and I will never forgive him of that. Everything else is just him making jokes, so fuck off. Also, I stole a Joe Rogan experience once. Joe Rogan experience. I can't see it because the screen can't shot.
Okay,
I'll
read
once from his studio. I'm only admitting this now because because it's cut off.
Okay, it says. But he once forced me to do 15 days of hot yoga in a month, and I will never forgive him for that. Everything else is just him making jokes, so fuck off. Also, I stole at Joe Rogan Experience mug once from his studio, and I'm only admitting now because he can't come after me. That was Ari Shaffir just posted that. We were talking about how Ari Shaffir, she ended up getting fired for stealing. Yeah, there's a great. We need to have Kim on the score.
Kim, you got to come on the show once we switch to the new channel. By the way, please subscribe. Links in the
She's got great stories
for YouTube, Rumble, and Patreon. But your description of your mother, again, just like the physical description of your husband, describes a lot of people at Hardee's. There was a lot of people who were fired for stealing, and a lot of managers, especially on the night shift, that were. I guarantee your mother I know. Your mother I do know, because I remember the name Barbara very distinctively.
I'm going to say this.
Can we end the Jeopardy? Can we call Jeopardy done?
Sure. We'll call it done. We'll call it done. Because I've killed a 6-pack of Molson, and that's 60 cents that I've got to return tomorrow. But I want to say before we do that, shut the fuck up, you moron. You only won because John had to go. I do want to say that, like, we both we're talking about where you were working at Hardee's with her husband at the time frame. I worked at Sonny's Barbecue, which was literally sandwiched between Hardee's and a Taco Bell, or sandwiched across from Hardee's in between a Taco Bell. I'm sorry,
I'm shy. Do you mean you're shy in a visual or audio way? Because we can work around.
General, dude. Jesus Christ, we're checking.
We can work around. We can work around. I want you on.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be cool if we could like make her face all blurry like a fucking Inside Edition episode or whatever they do.
I could do it post. I can't do it live.
Or like a black shadow. But yeah, if she wanted to come on and not do video, we can do voice. That'd be fine. Yeah.
If you're willing to do a dark episode, we'll do a dark episode where we can do it post. If you trust us,
or an audio only,
because Doug's kind of creepy.
If anything, I'm the one fucking person here who wears his.
I'm way more creepier than Doug.
Just
to be honest, I'm way more creepy.
I don't talk about the fucked up shit that I really think about. I like the fucking bestialities about as furthest as I'll go with you. You guys don't know about like my thoughts about like fucking alien life forms and shit. Like the tentacle porn is a real thing. Quicksand porn is a real thing too. Yeah, I really would love to have Kim on. What was I talking about before you interrupted me?
And Kim, there's absolutely I want to state there's absolutely zero pressure for you to come on. All I'm saying is you are always invited whenever you want.
Yeah.
Just email siblingrevelry85@gmail.com.
Sibling revelry at
gmail.com.
Okay.
Did I put it in the description?
I don't know if you did. But I would like to say that not just Kim, but that invite on my end personally goes for anybody who agrees with this, anybody who disagrees with this, anybody who wants to talk about something, anybody.
If you are a subscriber and you are active, you would definitely get priority. That's all I want to say. Continue, Doug. I'm sorry.
No, you said what you wanted to say.
I just wanted to throw that in there. Go ahead.
Oh, you threw it in, man. It's cool.
Motherfucker, I'm typing in the description. Say what you want to say, motherfucker. Carry the show.
You already derailed me, you asshole. You get mad at me for being mad.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I was going to say. I've had six full Molsons. The taste in my mouth right now feels gross. The back of my throat's burning. And I'm hungry. And I'm tired, and I'm not looking forward to getting up and coming to your house at, what did we say, 10 o'clock?
Be at my place at 10 o'clock, not wake up.
Fuck, dude. Oh, why did you have to be born, you piece of shit?
If you don't want to go shopping, we can skip it.
I have to go shopping.
That's why I'm saying.
Do I have to?
God damn it, I'm so good I put Ari Shafir in hours ago, so I don't have to do it again. Oh, I'm a little ham.
Oh my God, Redband's already posting stuff on Instagram. I love Joe Rogan with a picture of him and some lady I don't recognize. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, who the fuck's gonna honestly come after Joe Rogan and think they're gonna fucking win? I mean, like, literally, you have all the shit that people want to fucking make up about this guy. You literally have over a decade's worth of fucking podcasts, except for 160, 70, whatever fucking Spotify pussied out on taking off of because of horrible words that people are offended by. Like, you could literally go and listen to this guy, and you could either fucking make up your own opinion on intent and context, or what you're being fucking told to fucking think. That's the thing that differs us between the people who made us. And Paul, I'm not going to outright say it, but you know who I'm talking about. Like, the idea that shut the fuck up. The idea that just fucking think for yourself. Critically think. Look at shit honestly. Not everything's a conspiracy. That's not what I'm saying. Not everything is conspiracy, and not everything means something. Not everything maybe like, but some things fucking are, dude. Like, some things are blatant about it. The fact that it's so blatant and people are still burying their fucking heads in the sand is bananas to me. It's fucking bananas. To quote the great Plastic, have a good night. Love you. Have a good night, Kim. Be safe. We love you. We'll see you in the morning, and we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. To quote the great collagen injected Dane Cook.
Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
Wow.
You really fucking every time you talk over me, you really fucking throw me
I
off.
didn't even talk over you that time.
But there was something. Like you. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. But
In the words of the great Dane Cook.
I know. I can't think of what I was gonna. I had a line that he says that I was gonna say relating to whatever it was I was talking
Okay,
about.
well, okay. While you think about that, let me go on a little diatribe to follow up what you were saying. Everything Doug just got done saying, I will fucking take back. So everybody transform in your mind's eye. Me and Doug sitting in an A&W in the late summer, early fall of 2020 when the first attack came on Joe Rogan. A friend, I consider a friend, he has no clue who I am. Uncle Joey Diaz put out a podcast and said this simple line. You're trying to cancel Joe Rogan, you cocksuckers? He's uncancelable. You'll fucking learn. You know why? Because Joe Rogan is honest. He is who he is. When he has a fucking point, he stands to his point. When he fucks up, he apologizes for his fuck up and he moves on with his fucking life. Stop trying to put everybody in prison. Stop trying to fine. Stop trying to take people's livelihoods away just because you disagree with their fucking opinion. Go ahead, Doug, if you remember anything, continue on from that. Otherwise, if you want to
my
end it,
brain's pretty fried.
we can start going to final words. We can start going to final words. I still have to upload this fucking. I still have to download and upload this to Odyssey. Don't have to do it to Rumble. Fucking titties.
I'm looking at what I want. If I have any idea of what I want to say for final words, go ahead, Paul. I'm gonna kind of think.
I got my final words saved for last. I'll let you think about it. I gotta pee anyway, so you mull it over or just randomly say words into a camera, and then we'll come back and do 5 more minutes.
Yeah, that's monetary worthy.
I'll take you guys peeing with me. We can do this together.
Yeah. My throat hurts. All I want is deep fried cheese curds right now, and a ribeye steak, and a lobster tail, and some sushi, and some black salt sea caviar, and some blood sausage from El Gaucho Inca, which was an amazing Peruvian restaurant that I went to with my friend Shane Cotier. I always don't know if I never pronounce his name right, but Shane was a guy who lived with me with John and after John. One of my good friends who I love dearly. I don't think we agree necessarily politically on things, but Shane and I, when we lived together, used to go through Yelp. We had a tradition where we would get really fucking high together, and we would jump on Yelp and we would look at all the different. We would figure out what we were in the mood for that particular afternoon, and we would go on Yelp and type in that cuisine name, and we would look at all the best rated restaurants in our area, and we'd go and eat there. And El Gaucho Inca was a place that we went to based on one of those particular instances. And El Gaucho Inca is a place in Southwest Florida. I'm not sure if it's still open. I'm not sure if it's still in the same location. Bob or John could tell me. But it was a husband and wife that started it. I believe the wife was Argentinian and the husband was Peruvian, and it was a fusion of both of their upbringing cuisines, and it was some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life. And that one experience with Shane sent me there every year for my birthday. I'd go and get blood sausage. I'd get fried lambs. What was it called? Stuffed lamb something. I can't think of the name of it. Lamb bread. Blood sausage,
lamb bread's good.
Flash fried steak, real legitimate ceviche, real legitimate quinoa with like the oil and vinaigrette and the cranberry and the peas and everything. It was so fucking good. And it's one of the few things I miss. And I'll be honest with you, I'm at the point at 2 hours and 52 minutes where I am so fucked up on 6 Molsons and whatever I've smoked in Select Elite's Cherry Haze that I got from my favorite place in the world, the Outpost cannabis dispensary. I don't know where I was going with that story, but you told me to fill time, so I filled time. You're back. Let's do our final thoughts because I am ready to go eat 3.
Knock it out. Go off the cuff, brother. Go off the cuff.
Go ahead. I've already talked for a while, man. I need to get hydrated.
I've got mine planned to be the last.
Go ahead. Oh, God damn it. All right. My final thought.
My brother irritates the fuck out of me. Right now, I'd like to reach to the screen
True.
and punch him in the face, but at the same
True.
time, I love him. But at the same time, I still, you know what? Tomorrow, I got to be up early to go to his place. I am going to punch him. I'm going to punch him fucking hard. So my final thought is, I love my brother. I hate my brother. I love you guys. That's not true. I don't hate anybody, not even my brother. I love everybody. My final thought: left, right. To quote the great libertarian Dave Smith, left,
Hell yeah.
right. I don't care who you are. I don't like you. I hate you all. But that's not true. I love you all. I don't hate anybody, but you get my meaning. So my final thought is just don't be a douche. Don't be a dick. Don't just be self-aware, have a good time, and learn to laugh at yourself, but also try and contribute positivity in the world. It takes so little to be negative and somehow so much to be positive, but the rewards from being positive are so much more greater than being negative. That's my final thought because I'm too hammered. I'll write down better. I'm going to start writing down better final thoughts like I do names, just so I have something planned so I don't have to come off like a fucking dickhead at the end of this. Go ahead and do your stupid plan thing that you have. Fucking goddamn. What's the movie with Tim Robbins? Welcome to Hudsucker Prod. Go ahead, Hudsucker, or whatever his name was in the movie.
All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to say, just because I want the tag in the video, think about it on paper. Unbreaded. I just wanted the unbreaded tag. Trust me, we'll talk about it tomorrow, and I'll give you the full context. But just remember, think about it on the paper. Unbreaded.
Unbreaded? Bread?
Unbreaded.
All right. I don't know why you got to say it like that, but okay.
No, you'll learn. All right. True final thought of the night. We're living in crazy times. People want to divide. People want to love.
Oh, man, take a look at my life. I'm sorry.
Please stop. Please
I'm
stop.
sorry.
His music should only be spoken on the 7 Seas.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm drunk. Here's the thing you're thinking. Here's the thing you're forgetting about in your anger towards me. I'm drunk too.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. That
I've got my own. I've got my own version of potholes going on right now. All I want to say is we're living in weird times. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of love. Embrace the love. Reject the hate, regardless of who you are. And now is the time, more than ever, for you to not only stand up for your individual human rights, but to actually proactively exercise your rights. Whether that is indulging in your religion, your freedom to protest, your right to bear arms, saying I'm not going to quarter a soldier in my house in a time of fucking war or peace. This is your time to stand up and say, no, I reject it. Leave me the fuck alone. All you got to do is live your life, exercise every right you have in your power. And when you do, you're going to learn everybody's so free as long as you just leave each other the fuck alone. And I leave you tonight saying, this earth was made for us. Have a good night, everybody.
Far Cry 5 is such a great game. See you tomorrow on Brothers from Other Mothers, people. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Brothers from Other Mothers YouTube channel. Love you guys.
Stop talking, Doug.
Have our children in their sights, but if they don't have faith, their eyes are blind. They can scream and they can shout, but they can never stop the sound. Keep your rifle by your side, singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us, singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. When we hear the voice, we know we have no other choice. Keep your rifle by your side.